1,000 roads up this mountain. You can get lost in a minute if you try. And it's probably enough that I was laughing today, looking this close in your eyes.
One of the great upsets in NBA playoff history.
I said there was 1,000 roads up this mountain. You can get lost if you try. Probably enough that I'm laughing today, and looking close in your eyes. Your eyes. Your eyes.
This is the NBA on NBC. The 1994 NBA playoffs. Today, it's the Denver Nuggets versus the Utah Jazz.
At the base of the Wasatch Range, Salt Lake City, Utah. Thousands pouring into the Nova Center, attracted by the magic and the mystery of Game 7. Nearly 20,000 fans, once supremely confident their Jazz team would advance, now nervously await the start of a game that could end the Utah season, and they want better. Young and maturing Denver trying to rewrite the NBA playoff book. Utah winning the first three, the first two impressively. Game 3 in Denver, and then the Nuggets, sure as gold, a one-point win, a double overtime win, and they won when Utah missed the final shot on Thursday night. Oh my, welcome aboard to Denver with Steve Stafford-Jones, and congratulations to Rudy Tomjanovich and the Houston Rockets. The winner of this game will meet the Rockets Game 1 on Monday night. The Dream was the man for Houston, and the Dream is what Denver is trying to maintain here in Salt Lake.
And their big dreamer has been Dikembe Mutombo, and he believes that they can do it one more time. He's averaging 6 blocks a game. He believes if he has to get 10, they're going to get it done. He is the difference. He's the heart and soul of their defense, and he has the Utah Jazz shooting outside.
The youngest team in the league, Denver, the longest shot in the playoffs against Utah, a team that has 2 of the 5 first-team NBA, All-NBA members, Karl Malone and John Stockton. But for Karl, it's not been a good week for the postman.
It has been a tough weekend that Karl Malone has gotten into a little confrontation with his owner, Larry Miller, about being off in Game 5. But he said he will shoot everything today. He's going to make all of the big plays. Karl wants to keep the post office open.
So here we go. Game 7. Will it be Denver or will it be Utah advancing? Well, it's Game 7, and Denver's brought their magic number 7 from the Broncos.
A roof over their heads, food on the table, rules to follow, values to live by. All the things you provide to give your family a sense of security and well-being, including this important piece of protection from the leader in individual life insurance. Because you want to be able to sleep at night, too. Peace of mind. It comes with every piece of the rock.
Miller Lite presents Full Contact Golf. Yes, this summer it's not just a sport, it's a free t-shirt. The Full Contact Golf t-shirt. Just look for specially marked packages of Miller Lite at your favorite store. Find this can and win instantly. There are over 500,000 t-shirts to be won.
Cool. Hey, cool shirt. Hey, thanks.
The Full Contact Golf t-shirt coming into full contact with you. Only from Miller Lite.
Hey, great shirt.
Great beer.
Can your beer do this? The NBA on NBC is brought to you by new Light Ice from Miller, the first, the only ice-brewed, less-filling beer. By the U.S. Army, learn how to get an edge on life. Be all you can be. And by Jeep and Eagle, official vehicles of the NBA.
Delta Center in Salt Lake City ready to rock. And now the introduction of the starting lineups in this decisive Game 7. Dan Roberts of the Delta Center.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Delta Center for NBA playoff basketball. This is game number 7 of the Western Conference Semifinals. Introducing the starting lineup for the Denver Nuggets. Starting at forward and wearing number 20 at 6'8" from Notre Dame, LaFonso Ellis. Starting forward number 34 at 6'7" from Georgetown, Reggie Williams. The starting center, number 55 at 7'2" from Georgetown, Dikembe Mutombo. On the guard line, wearing number 3 at 6'1" from Louisiana State, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. And a guard, number 23 at 6'5" from Virginia, Brian Smith. The Nuggets are coached by Dan Nickel, assisted by Jim Dillon, assisted by Troy Winslow. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our Utah Jazz. That's forward number 32. That's 6'9" from Louisiana Tech, the mailman, Karl Malone. Starting forward number 23 and 6'6" from DePaul, Tyrone Corbin. The starting center number 50 and 7 piece of Louisville, Milton Center. On the guard line, number 12 and 6'1" from Gonzaga, John Stockton. Our trainer, Don Spark, assisted by Terry Clark.
So the starting lineups. For the last minute report before the tip-off, let's go to Hannah's store.
Dick, the Denver Nuggets are convinced that if there's one thing that gives them the edge in the final game of the 7-game series, it's the fatigue factor. While Utah will not admit they've been fatigued down the stretch, the fact remains they've won only one fourth quarter this entire series. In the double overtime Tuesday night, they were outscored 15-7. Then in the fourth quarter on Thursday, they were outscored by 10. I've just spoken with Robert Pack of the Denver Nuggets. He says this is their strategy. Push the ball up the court, even off made baskets by Utah. Force the tempo. And Dan Issel says they'll go with that strategy even if they're down. They are that convinced that they can come back against a tired Utah Jazz club down the stretch. Meanwhile, Utah tried to conserve its energy and didn't have a shoot around yesterday. Dick?
All right, thank you, Hannah. Meanwhile, across the Rocky Mountains in Denver, Colorado, we understand at McNichols Arena. Look at this, the Denver fans as a group coming out to their home arena to cheer the Nuggets as they hope that this unbelievable season, the impossible dream, will continue. Can a team that won as a number 8 seed for the first time ever against number 1, rallying from 0-2 down? Can they now be the first to rally from 0-3 down? Robert Pack, just before the tip-off, leaving the court. We don't know what that's about. He was not in the starting lineup. Hornison knocked away. And and it's off the foot of the Denver Nuggets. Hornacek shooting crucial in Game 6. He nearly won it single-handedly and took the final shot from outside that would have tied it had it dropped.
Most of the times you would say it's critical for the visiting team to get off to a good start, but this afternoon it's critical for Karl Malone and the Jazz to get off to a big start. Their confidence is sagged after dropping the first 3 ball games, and the visitors, the Denver Nuggets, they feel like they can play if they're 10 or 12 down.
Well, you can see in the starting lineup, so like a bunch of kids, they are by far the youngest team, and they just romp in the park as Abdul Raouf can't hit the 3, and Colton Spencer sends Stockton the other way. Stockton driving the lane. Rebound Reggie Williams, the veteran who kept this series alive with his dramatic shot in Game 4. LaFonso Ellis. The foul will be on him. Stockton had the defensive position.
Tough break for LaFonso Ellis, who's had trouble getting off in the first 6 ball games early. Stockton, who doesn't mind sacrificing his body, throws himself in the way, and they get the first call, but Stockton pays.
We understand now the reason Robert Pack left the floor just needed to use the euphemism. He's okay. Stockton out to the wide open mailman. Karl Malone. He said he's going to have to rub that right arm at the end of this game. He's going to shoot at any chance he gets. Abdul Raouf at the other end. Rebound Spencer. Ty Corbin had the big Game 3 a week ago in Denver. Malone, 4-0.
As long as the Nuggets are walking the ball up, the Utah Jazz have control of the ball game. And that's what John Stockton, Jerry Sloan want to see. That gives them a chance to get back in and defend and make Denver a perimeter team.
Good defense. Malone came up with it. Stockton. It's out of bounds to the Jazz. Last touch by Abdul Raouf.
We know Karl Malone came with more than 1 bullet in his gun today, and he said if he had to fire them all, that's what he's going to do. And this is what Mutombo wants to see. Karl Malone fading away. It's much easier to control Malone and the Jazz when he's playing out on the perimeter.
Malone to Stockton. Abdul Raouf on Stockton. Hornacek cuts through a stick on him.
Everything they run is for Karl Malone, and he said yesterday he's going to have his hands on the ball quite a bit. He's going to be able to make some decisions, and Mahmoud Abdul Raouf takes one.
Spencer got him with an elbow.
Offensive foul charged to Colton Spencer is first.
Coming through the lane and then trying to come back in and help out, he takes a little short elbow right in the chin.
We talked about walking up the ball versus hurrying it. That'll be the difference in the 2 guards. Abdul Raouf, more patient. He's more the outside shooter. Pack is the hurry-up man.
The things that have worked for the Denver Nuggets have been their post-ups with Reggie Williams, LaFonso Ellis, Dikembe Mutombo. When they are just forced to play outside in, they're not nearly as effective. They've yet to get on the scoreboard.
Nearly 3 minutes gone. 4-0 and a whistle. Another elbow, and this might be on Mutombo. It is.
Coming through the lane, not much of a shot, but a shot anyway, and Jake, with the intent of getting this 7th game under control in a hurry, he was emphatic with that call.
Left Wyatt open, and the rebound Mutombo. He's averaging 12 a game in this playoff. Reggie Williams fires way off the mark, and Spencer loses it out of bounds. the Nuggets cold.
Well, that's a sign of adrenaline right there. That ball was way long. These guys are really pumped up, and they're going to have to get a little energy drain here to try to find the mark. And Dan Issel is calmly working Jess Kersey on his sideline.
Underneath to Mutombo, and he misses. A little tap in, but was fouled by Felton Spencer, and so that's his second.
This is a good cut to the basket, and Felton Spencer is late and just gets him with that forearm, and that gets Felton Spencer a second personal foul, and Mutombo will go to the line, and this forces a big change for Jerry Sloan. No big body inside. Now they come back with post-up 4 to Kimby Mutombo against Tom Chambers, who has been struggling.
All of the bench for Utah in the last 3 games having trouble contributing offensively. Mutombo, not a good free throw shooter, but brilliant when he had to be in game 6, and it was his 2 free throws at the end that secured the victory. First point for the Nuggets comes with 8:46 left in this opening quarter.
And we say all of that bad offense about Denver, and yet they're only down 3. So they know that if they can stay close, they certainly still have a chance, as they've had in the last 3 ball games, to come out the victor.
Williams on Hornacek. The pick and roll to Malone. That leaves Chambers open. That hit. Here comes the break 3-on-3, and Williams slows it up. LaFonso Ellis. Way short, gets it back. Abdul Rauf to Stiff. Mutombo. Abdul Rauf into the heavy traffic, and LaFonso Ellis travels. No basket. 0 for 6 are the Nuggets. 4 minutes into the game. Not a basket.
Multiple opportunities, and that certainly will make any coach pain with regret that they didn't cash in on an easy scoring opportunity. Ellis realizing that he traveled.
And it was Stockton leaving his man to Harris, the shooter, LaFonso Ellis, that traveled. Stockton up there offensively. Here come the Nuggets. Reggie Williams. They had the numbers but didn't take advantage. Stiff with a strong move has the first basket. 7:41 left in the quarter. A 4-3 game. Meanwhile, Utah not exactly blazing.
Well, other than Karl Malone, they haven't been able to get it up and down, so they're going to come back to Karl Malone.
2 for 8 for the Jazz. The 2 makes by the mailman. Hornacek runner not there. Stiff. Stockton almost knocked it away, and he forces the turnover. Stockton reaching from behind. And that's 2 plays, the little things you don't see in the box score the next morning that Stockton has delivered. Those are the deflections that Jerry Sloan likes.
That's true, but Dan Issel would rather see a mistake in the open court and pushing the ball than not have them looking for that aggressive offensive opportunity.
Alone with Mutombo. And a whistle. No shot. Time to LaFonso Ellis, and that's his second. Away from the ball, fighting for position.
In Salt Lake in particular, LaFonso Ellis has had a very, very difficult time getting them into the ball game, getting them foul trouble early, and this ball game is no exception, but his replacement has been a huge thorn in the side of his opponents. The Sonics remember him well, and so do these Jazz.
Now, the Jazz fans booing Brian Williams because he's been highly critical of Salt Lake City as a cultural and social experience. Chambers, way short. Abdul Rauf.
Now, the Jazz have no shot blocking, and the Nuggets ought to be thinking about trying to get that ball to the ring.
Abdul Rauf is 0 for 3 from outside. Timeout. 6:40 left in the opening quarter.
Catch an Inside Stuff special edition tomorrow on NBC.
This is the award-winning Eagle Vision from the Chrysler Corporation. vision. Pretty cool, huh?
What do you get when you cross a high-quality conventional motor oil with an advanced formula synthetic? A revolutionary new oil that protects better than regular oils, yet costs 40% less than full synthetics. DuraBlend from Valvoline. People who know use Valvoline.
1977, Butterfly Collar. Walk outside with that on in San Antonio, now you'll burn up. But George, tell us about that finger roll from the free throw line.
You know, that was my patented. That was my patented shot. One thing I could do was finger roll.
You wrote it down.
Oh yeah, I could do that.
Leave it to Delta to design a stylish and practical faucet that works with you in perfect harmony. Delta, the way water is brought to life.
A brain inside a head in Ohio is studied by a surgeon in Tokyo. A mother's face in France appears on a telephone in New York. A virtual journey to any moment in time. The possibilities are endless.
Welcome back. Salt Lake City, Karl Malone has the only 2 field goals for the Utah Jazz. He says he's ready and he won't be bashful today.
If the shot's there for me, I'm not holding back, I'm taking them. So hell, I might go 0 for 20, but I'm shooting them. And that's how we got here. And I'll be damned if I go out any other way. That's how I'm going out if we have to. So I have a job to do and we're running some plays. I will have the ball a lot tomorrow. We've discussed that. And a lot of plays will come through me, and I have to make decisions off that.
Indeed, he is the focal point of the offense for the Utah Jazz.
He is carrying him right now. Nobody else can make a shot. They're all afraid of Mutombo.
Oh, there's a basket for Hornacek. Goaltending on Mutombo.
This one just handleizes Mutombo. It looks like it's going to come off, and he's ready to grab the rebound, and he gets it just as it's on the cylinder, and it's a deuce.
6-3. The Jazz lead it. Malone on Brian Williams. Open Abdul Rauf. He's 0 for 4. Malone with a rebound.
Got a mismatch, and Hornacek wants to try to go against Brian Williams. Did a good job of keeping him outside.
Stockton with 3 on the clock. Short again. So both guards, Abdul Rauf and Stockton, nothing for 4.
Stockton doesn't have the reputation of being a big gun from the outside, but should be able to knock down wide open jumpers. And this is kind of a reflection of what went on in Game 6.
Foul on Brian Williams over the back. His first. Abdul Rauf is out and Robert Pack in. That'll change the whole look for Denver.
In that situation, it looked like everybody got to the ball at the same time, but Brian Williams, coming from the outside, has his first foul, 3rd team. Jay Humphreys in the ball game along with Robert Pack.
Humphreys in for Stockton, and it's Hornacek way off the mark. Mutombo has 5 rebounds already, and here's the difference. Pack will get it into that offensive end in a hurry.
Plus, Pack is very dangerous off the dribble and creating penetration. They want to make Karl Malone play some defense. Let's see if Brian Williams can do so.
It's going to be a travel on Williams.
Brian Williams dances as he moves both of his feet before he puts the ball down. Denver has had 5 turnovers here early in the ball game, and I would say that this first period demonstrates the anxiety and the importance for both teams and the ultimate outcome.
Over 7 minutes played, we've seen just 4 field goals, and one was on a goaltend, a reach-in foul.
Pack. Pack says no, and it looks like he's right. He'll come right in here and tip the ball, but from the angle that Jake O'Donnell saw, looked like he came across the top of the arm.
6-3, a cold start for both sides. 4.5 minutes to go in the quarter, and Malone threw that right into Mutombo. And then the foul on Humphries trying to stop Robert Pack. First on Humphries.
Karl Malone said he had to make decisions with the ball. This is a very bad one. There's nobody really in the area where he's throwing the ball, and it was a good reaction by Mutombo.
And trying to throw it through a pine tree. Lots of limbs here.
Now, the play that works well for them with Chambers against Mutombo is Mutombo down on the box. That's where they're going now.
That's a three-pointer for Brian Williams. Reggie Williams, excuse me. Reggie hits the three to tie it at 6. 4 minutes to go, opening quarter. 6 for Malone. At stake for these two teams. The winner to meet the Houston Rockets in the Western Finals. Mutombo. Jump hook not there. Knocked back to Mutombo.
Ryan Schiff was over in the corner and he was calling for the ball. They didn't see him, so they're going to reset. Same play, try to drop the ball back into Mutombo and make the defense of the Jazz react.
Chambers, double team, and Reggie for another 3. On Chambers. Second release was down court, but Reggie Williams picked him up. Play to Malone. Goaltending on Mutombo. Oh, that was close.
If he goaltended, he got it with the thumbnail as he's just going across, and if it's a whisper.
Well,
you got glasses on, tell me.
Yeah, tough to do. Cut your fingernails, Dikembe. 3:07 left in the opening.
Miller Lite presents Full Contact Golf. Yes, this summer it's not just a sport, it's a free t-shirt. The Full Contact Golf t-shirt. Just look for specially marked packages of Miller Lite at your favorite store. Find this can and win instantly. There are over 500,000 t-shirts to be won.
Cool. Hey, cool shirt. Thanks.
The Full Contact Golf t-shirt coming into full contact with you. Only from Miller Lite.
Hey, great shirt.
Great beer. Can your beer do this?
Take a new look at the Black & Decker Jigsaw. It's cut out for so many projects. It's one tool you'll use all around your house. Get the Jigsaw from Black & Decker.
Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to Bakersville?
Sure. Take 23 north to M33 west to I-14 south, and you're there.
Thanks.
You bet.
Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to Bakersville?
Head right over those mountains.
Thanks.
Hey! What? Those fries. You made them too big.
They said to make them big.
But those are humongous.
Supersize your extra value meal with a supersized order of McDonald's Golden Fries, plus a supersized Coke for just 39 cents more at McDonald's today.
After you shave, now there's comfort to the power of 3. It's Soothing Edge Aftershave with 3 soothing formulas for 3 specific skin types. An aloe formula that's alcohol-free to soothe sensitive skin. Extra moisturizers to soothe if your skin is dry. And a cool vitamin E splash for normal skin. Soothing better than ever with the power of 3. Edge Aftershave Skincare for men. Ultimate comfort. That's the Edge.
Sunday, the season finale. The Sequest will destroy itself.
Captain, no!
Who will survive? Sequest, NBC Sunday.
Tough call for goaltending. It has to be on its downward flight, and it has to be touched, obviously. And from that angle, is it touched?
It doesn't look like it from that angle, but we'll give you one more look, and you'll see a slight deflection. So all 6 eyes of the officials are good today. And, you know, as much as we think that the officials don't see, right on top of that play, and he gives the Jazz a 4-point lead.
Each team struggling on the offensive end. The Nuggets trail by 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Karl Malone has banned the offense of this opening period.
They're trying to go through Mutombo and make the defense of the Jazz react because they have Tom Chambers on him.
Back to Mutombo. This is the short jumper. Jay Humphries. Stockton still on the bench for Utah after a cold start. To Chambers. Hornacek with a pass.
If anybody needed a hoop, Tom Chambers needed one of those cheap ones in the worst way. Came into this ball game shooting 28%. Got the good bounce. They post up Rodney Rogers.
Rookie from Wake Forest out to Robert Pack. And Pack has been instrumental in this incredible playoff season for the Nuggets, and they get a second chance.
Under 2 minutes, we're under 2 minutes.
They've shut down the penetration of Pack and forced him to go to the weakest part of his game, and he likes to get to that rim. Reggie Williams
gets the basket, and he is fouled.
He's fouled by Jeff Hornacek. Jeff with his first.
Jeff Hornacek doesn't have enough pressure on him as the passer, and he leads Tom Chambers nice and easy for the hoop. And then Reggie Williams taking advantage of his size against Hornacek, which he's been able to do in all 6 games, draws a foul.
Williams with 6 of the Nuggets' 9. Chambers out to Hornacek. Malone on the side, and Malone! Karl Malone with 10 to lead all scores.
But in a low-scoring game, and with the Nuggets only down 5 points, they're in great position. Malone has had to carry the rest of his teammates through this tough first 12 minutes of play. He gets Mutombo running out. There's nobody in the middle. A hammer on the way down.
Man who has scored 2,000-plus points in 7 consecutive years, and he can hit them outside, he can hit them inside. And he is the offensive spirit of this team, while Stockton is the great distributor. Pat gets 2. Become vogue behind the shooter here in the NBA. Looking into something Edgar Allan Poe created. Pack had it for a moment. And Malone and Pack, how they're going to go.
Pack is the guy who had a chance to seal the game in Game 6 with a pair of free throws, misses both of these, but he rushes to this ball, ends up getting a jump ball out of it. Karl Malone and Pack will jump. The Jazz should look to try to control it, and if you're the Nuggets, you try to steal, although Pack gets off his feet.
Yeah, he'll jump with Malone. And he gets the tip to Brian Williams, and the hold is against Williams. Let's see.
Hornacek.
Well, the way Williams reacted and O'Donnell looked at him, I thought he got it, but Hornacek picks up his second foul. The crowd doesn't like that.
Hornacek had to pay for that hold. However, he had a hold of the arm, took a little shot in the neck, and that's his second personal foul.
So Humphries and Hornacek with 2. Dalton Spencer picked up 2 quick ones. Ryan Williams, first point. Has been resting most of the period. 14-11 Utah. Ellis, who's had his best basketball displayed in the fourth quarters of this series.
Hornacek with a three. 50 seconds left. Opening quarter.
This would have been a nightmare period for Dan Issel's Nuggets. 11 points, but Utah unable to take advantage. Rodney Rogers off the mark. Reggie Williams gets it and a foul. Karl Malone.
How did Jerry Sloan spell relieved? Like to see somebody else other than Karl Malone shooting the basketball and seeing it go in. Hornacek, who really was hot in the third quarter in Game 6, comes up with a big shot. You think Rodney Rogers is going to have a lot to say about this afternoon's game at the offensive end, but the guy that's trying to keep him close right now, Reggie Williams, misses the first free throw.
And the foul was on Chambers, not Malone. Chambers picked up the foul. 1-2 for Reggie Williams, a 5-point game. 5 seconds difference in the clocks. The three and a foul.
Reggie Williams did a good job of controlling Hornacek until the shot and couldn't resist chasing and trying to make a block. On the move, tough shot, and he gets a piece of him right at the end. So Hornacek, try to come back with back-to-back threes, will go to the line.
First foul on Williams. Hornacek, who has been deadly from the line in this series, 29 out of 30. Long range shooter for Reggie Williams, looking for the last shot. 9.5 seconds to go. John Crotty makes an appearance for the Utah Jazz.
Humphrey sits down. They don't want him to pick up another personal. They got 9.5 seconds to go before the first quarter comes to a conclusion. So Sloan thinking of protecting, knowing he's got 36 minutes to play. He may have to use all of his guards this afternoon.
Hornacek hits the 2 free throws, a 7-point lead. Abdul Rauf to Pat. And so ends a glacier-like first quarter for the visitors from Denver. 19-12. It was a great vintage, and Karl Malone was the key to Utah. That's the end of the first.
For this guy, any deodorant will do. But these guys need Speed Stick. Antiperspirant that gives 110%, even if you don't. 24-hour protection against wetness. And now Speed Stick deodorant has a powerful new formula to fight odor. Speed Stick. For movers and shakers, the #1, the only one.
If your feathers have been ruffled by downdrafts in the market, get on board something big, safe, and secure. GetNet. It pays.
This is the Eagle Vision TSI. With an 11-speaker spatial imaging sound system, solar control windshield, even driver and passenger airbags. Chrysler Corporation's revolutionary cab-forward design gives you more room inside. Eagle Vision also includes a 24-valve, 214-horsepower engine, as well as anti-lock brakes. Those of you looking for a simulated wood grain dashboard, we've got bad news for you.
Hi. You know, this week, all Goodyear Eagles for performance cars and all Goodyear Wranglers for light trucks are on sale. Heck, I think this says it all. On sale Wranglers, Eagles, Goodyear, all on.
It started with the idea of giving truckers a better two-way radio system. Then, with a war chest of $3,000, they decided to take on the largest company on Earth. When the smoke cleared, MCI had changed telecommunications forever. Where in today's world do you find such aggressive, fast-growing companies? Actually, there's a list of them printed every day. NASDAQ, the stock market for the next 100 years.
Denver hitting only 3 for 20, 15% in the opening quarter. Let's review the series. Karl Malone, of course, the key. Led the Jazz to their win in game 1 by 9 and came right back to match the number on his uniform to give Utah 2-0 lead. And it was 3-0 in overtime in Denver a week ago. Hornacek, the leader, with 27. Then back came the Nuggets. Reggie Williams hit a shot in the final 2 seconds to give Denver a needed win. And then a double overtime victory here on Tuesday night. Mutombo with 7 blocks. He has 36 blocks in the playoff series and came back with a big scoring game as well in that 94-91 win on Thursday. Hannah Storm.
Dick, this is what they talked about in the Denver huddle during that timeout. They're getting their open shots. Obviously, they just can't knock them down, as you see here. Gene Littles, their assistant coach, said that he thinks his team is a little tight. He thinks they're feeling the pressure. And what Dan Issel was telling them to do was relax and try to make those shots, Dick.
All right, Hannah, and the rookie, Rodney Rogers, delivers. It's 19 at 14. Humphries against Pat. Mutombo. Like Pat got a piece of the shot. Mutombo just now crossing the center line. Rogers, remember, a big guy, but he can shoot the 3-pointers. Pat. Brian Williams flying in to spot the rebound. 4 points for him.
That's where he has really been a force through these playoffs, and no one has discovered you got to put a body between him and the hoop. Every time it goes up, he's looking to make a play to keep the ball alive.
Rebounds. Denver is out. Rebounding. Utah 10-1 offensively. 10-1. Mutombo with a hook. Dikembe Mutombo, and it's 6 unanswered points for the visitors from Denver to open the second quarter.
And this has been their series story. Utah ahead, but never really able to put them away, and they're going to get a foul against Mutombo.
That'll be his second.
Brian Williams was the hero in Seattle with these kinds of play in Game 5, trying to do it here in Game 7, but a tremendous tip. Dikembe Mutombo likes the jump hook, but this time he swings it.
Yeah, that's the kind of form that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar would have been proud of that shot. And Dikembe Mutombo grew up in the shadow of the Kilimanjaro, Mount Kilimanjaro in Zaire. He's out, and LaFonso Ellis in. Mutombo with 9 rebounds in this first half.
See if they come back to Karl Malone against Brian Williams. There's no shot blocking. They get a legal defense, Rodney Rogers.
That's the warning. Stockton has returned, so that partnership of Stockton and Malone will be in action. That's kind of, well, come on. Now we're younger. We're learning. Just give us a break kind of look. And Abdul Rauf and Stockton, and that may be a double foul. Exchanged elbows in close quarters.
Well, this is a massage. Right here, you got Stockton with the hand on top, and then Rauf with the arms wrapped around him, and he says, no, you've got to give both of us a call if you're going to give one. But the call goes for John Stockton. And right now, Jake O'Donnell right in there again telling him, hey, guys, you can't have that.
It was a double foul. Stockton gets one, and Abdul Rauf also ticketed with his first. It's only 5'11", 175, but pound for pound as feisty as anyone in the league. And it's his total play, and he and Abdul Rauf still going at it. And a technical call this time against Stockton.
We now have technical fouls, one to John Stockton and one to Abdul Rauf.
It's going to be a double here as well.
Stockton Jackson not having a good series. He's saying, yeah, it's my foul, but listen, I'm not going to take this from you. And Mahmoud is saying, back at you.
Meanwhile, 19-18, the Jazz lead. They've not scored here in the second quarter, 2 minutes into this period. Chambers.
This is where the pressure becomes so tough for Malone. He's got to make every...
And he does, and was fouled. Rodney Rogers got him from the backside.
Because as they set up this play for Karl Malone, no one else wants to shoot. So he realizes he's got to make something happen, and from the rear, Rodney Rogers gets a piece of him. Malone gets the foul, and they have a three-point attempt for Karl Malone from the line, but it has been all Karl Malone here in the first half of play.
Take another look. That makes it 21-18 Utah with 9:52 left in the first half.
The Bulls battle the Knicks in a do-or-die Game 7, Sunday on NBC.
With the Toyota Touch lease, there's never been a better time to lease a Toyota, and never a better time to lease a Toyota Corolla. For only $179 a month, you get Corolla's legendary reputation for reliability, dual airbags, air conditioning, power steering, 4-speaker stereo, and more. For only $179 a month, the Toyota Corolla and the Toyota Touch lease. In today's economy, it's perfect timing.
In 50 years, KFC has never changed the Colonel's chicken. Something that good isn't so easy to improve on, but we found a way. So we're changing it. Now our chicken breasts are a full third bigger than before. So come into KFC and we'll give you more of the taste you love.
At the end of the day, more top mechanics in America choose One Motor Oil over any other brand to help keep their own cars running longer. Valvoline Motor Oil. People who know use Valvoline.
Miller Lite presents Full Contact Golf. Yes, this summer it's not just a sport, it's a free t-shirt. The Full Contact Golf t-shirt. Just look for specially marked packages of Miller Lite at your favorite store. Find this can and win instantly. There are over 500,000 t-shirts to be won.
Cool. Hey, cool shirt. Thanks.
The Full Contact Golf t-shirt coming into full contact with you. Only from Miller Lite.
Hey, great shirt. Great beer.
Can your beer do this?
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Speed Stick Deodorant and Speed Stick Antiperspirant, the #1 for movers and shakers. By Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. And by Toyota and their full line of quality cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me.
Welcome back, Karl Malone, 7 times an All-Star, the All-NBA power forward. He has matched Denver in shots made in this first half. 6 for the mailman, 6 for the Nuggets team. Number 3 all-time in playoff scoring. And the 27.3, interestingly, is his exact average in these playoffs. He's at the line looking for his 13th point. Not totally pleased with what's happened this last week in Game 5 here in Salt Lake City. The owner, Larry Miller, shouted during the course of the game at Jerry Sloan to bench Malone. He was having a bad first half.
He was 1 for 8 at the time, and he didn't feel that Karl Malone had showed up to play. And Malone was saying, after all the mail I've dropped to your house, I didn't show up to play.
In his apology, the owner, Miller, said that he's a fine one to shoot his mouth or criticize me for doing it.
Rodney Rogers and a foul. And the owner, Larry Miller, at the suggestion of the NBA office and in his own wisdom, has elected not to be in attendance today after a scramble with a couple of Denver fans. Those are his seats, and Pro Miller advocate, keeping it warm for the next round if.
This is a guy with great offensive ability, yet to really strike a match with the Denver Nuggets. The Utah Jazz still remember him for the three-point field goals he made in 9 seconds against them earlier this season. But he can post up David Benoit. That's how he got the foul and gets both of those free throws to drop.
22-20 after a big series against Seattle. Rogers has been quiet against Utah. Stockton, and the foul on Abdul Rauf. His second. Stockton a handful.
Rauf is a scrapper and trying to be competitive. He was fortunate to make that play one time earlier. Tried it again. This one goes against him.
22-20 in a low-scoring first half here in Salt Lake City. Chambers, LaFonso Ellis with 2 fouls. Got a piece of it. Stockton takes it away. And the basket for David Benoit. Brian Williams with a foul, his second.
Brian Williams saying he didn't touch him, but Tom Chambers airs this when Stockton was the only one that knew it was up for grabs. And from the rear, it looks like Brian Williams gets a piece of Benoit as he goes up. Now he has a chance for a 3-point play.
Benoit, who has not had a good series, extends the Jazz lead to 5 and waves a kind hand at John Stockton for keeping that one alive. Lonzo Ellis, 10-footer, dead center, his first basket. And Malone beats the Nuggets down court to answer.
In Game 5, the Jazz tried to run early with the Denver Nuggets, and it cost them. Malone will streak out whenever he can, but as a team, they're not a team that wants to push the tempo of the game consistently.
Brian Williams over Tom Chambers. Good job by Ellis on the double team to maintain control. 27-24 the Jazz with 8:19 left in the opening half.
The good thing, Dick, for the Nuggets is they've been able to stay close here. No Mutombo in the ball game. They get a foul against Brian Williams. However, on this play trying to come through.
Karl Malone acted that out very well. There's a bump all right. Malone staggered out of there.
3 on Brian Williams.
How many times over the years have you seen Karl Malone on the front end of a John Stockton pass? He knows if he gets out, he's going to be able to get the ball and finish. And if you're a guy that's defending, you got to always be aware that Malone is going to run the floor.
And part of the reward, knowing that your effort is going to be just that, rewarded with a Stockton pass. You can run, be open, but if you don't get the ball, you start thinking twice about that energy spending. Dikembe Mutombo returns as Brian Williams sits down with 3, and suddenly Dan Issel has some problems on that front line. 2 fouls on both Ellis and Mutombo and 3 on Brian Williams.
Williams came in, gave him a shot in the arms on the offensive glass, a couple of post-up plays, so he's going to be needed in the second half. Karl Malone only gets 1.
And 16 in the game. Rauf finally gets a basket for Denver, and it's 28-26. Under 8 to go. Malone over Mutombo. Tipped in by Benoit. For David Benoit. Now the action picking up at the offensive end. Spencer back in. He has 2 fouls. Mutombo. Rebound Benoit.
In Game 4 in the San Antonio series, in which Benoit was so big, it was just that. Offensive rebound, defensive rebound, running the floor. He seems to be in that spirit here early this afternoon.
Into Spencer. Benoit for 3. Yes! David Benoit, who's not been able to produce much in this series, comes alive today.
The unknown factor is not Karl Malone. It is David Benoit for the Utah Jazz, and Benoit right there. That one comes out. Benoit, who's had the ability to shoot it deep during his career, but has not cashed at all during this series, comes up big, and his reaction, I'm here today.
No points in Game 6, 7 today.
The car on the right was filled with Castrol Syntec, a synthetic oil, the other with conventional oil. They were then drained and started without oil to prove a point. You see, Syntec has a unique molecular structure that bonds to engine parts. Lab tests show it leaves a layer of protection far stronger than conventional oil. And if Syntec protects this well now, imagine if you leave it in. Castrol Syntec protects in ways other oils can't. Now get a free officially licensed NBA team shirt when you buy a 6-pack of Castrol Syntec.
With the Toyota Touch Lease, there's never been a better time to lease a Toyota. Introducing the Celica ST Lease at just $259 a month. If the all-new Toyota Celica has caught your eye, this is the moment you've been waiting for. With dual airbags, air conditioning, 4-speaker stereo system, and tilt steering. The Celica ST Lease at just $259 a month. In today's economy, it's perfect timing.
If you lust for power, try this. 1,340 cc's of rolling thunder. It's called Harley-Davidson, and you'll find it in all its glory at Southeast Harley in Cleveland, where you can get anything from an FXR to a BLT. But if you go, bring your love of the 2-lane blacktop and your Visa card, because at Southeast Harley, they'll take you to hog heaven, but they won't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
Austin, what are you doing here?
After last night, I had to see you. I've never seen so much action in one night. It was incredible.
I must admit, I've never seen you so passionate before. So completely out of control. I'm sorry it had to end.
It doesn't? You ready for a rematch?
Right here, right now?
All right, what's going on? It's another NBA game. Come on. Oh, so why don't you say so?
I love this game.
Monday on the Fresh Prince season finale.
Just like old times.
That's right.
Will goes home to Philadelphia.
Well, when are you coming back then? I'm not.
The Fresh Prince season finale, NBC Monday.
Welcome back, and a reminder, tomorrow NBC Sports presents more exciting NBA playoff action. Game 7, the defending world champion Chicago Bulls and their nemesis, the New York Knicks. What a struggle, and who will advance to meet the Indiana Pacers? Larry Brown's team with a nice rest after closing out Atlanta on Thursday night. The only team not to go the full 7 in this semifinal round of the playoffs.
The offensive horse is sitting down, and we'll find out whether someone else joins Benoit in this period to be a scoring force for Utah.
Alfonso Ellis, dead center. It's 33-28 points for Ellis. But it's David Benoit, who has made only 3 of 23 shots in the last 3 games, and he's 3 for 3. And Chambers blocked by Mutombo. A breakout 3-on-1 to Stiff. And he's fouled by Benoit. Now that, as you've pointed out throughout the series, Steve Jones, is the key to Denver's success and why they're here in Game 7. Blocking one end, run it quick to the other.
Tom Chambers challenging Mutombo, who has said, I don't know why they keep doing this, but they do, but that's what you got to do. You got to bring it.
Don't you come in my house. Unable to make the 3-point play, however, and it's 33-30. Karl Malone being rested by Jerry Sloan.
But if you're Utah, you've got to feel desperate because you can't break away from this team. Every time they get a bust out, the Denver Nuggets have been able to answer, and their confidence continues to grow as they stay close. The Jazz letting them hang around.
Hornacek now with 9. Rodgers against Benoit. Benoit with 2 fouls. 6 on the shot clock. Abdul Rauf. He hits here at Delta Center, and meanwhile at McNichols in Denver, they love that shot. It's 35-32.
Mahmoud is due for a big game himself, and maybe he's calmed down offensively. Will find his scoring touch.
Stockton wants it. He's got the 10-footer. A little short. Mutombo, he has 11 rebounds in the half. 3-on-1 break. Abdul Rauf to Stiff. And a whistle. 35-34 if it counts. And Jake O'Donnell talking with Dan Issel.
Well, Issel's all over Jake O'Donnell because he wants a call against John Stockton.
Stockton, his second foul.
On the bust out, and a quick exchange between the 2 guards right at the end of the play, and you can't see it down at the bottom. comes John Stockton crashing into LaFonso Ellis, and you see right there he gets knocked, and then boom. If I get the bumper car routine, somebody else is going to get a reaction, and that's what Stockton is saying. Somebody knocked me into that guy.
He had an argument, but you don't often see that. But you couldn't miss the fact that he made that huge collision and draws the foul. Rodney Rogers out, Reggie Williams in, and here comes the mailman, Karl Malone, for Tom Chambers.
And the reason the mailman got that short breather, the scoreboard, Ellis with this free throw has a chance to tie the ball game up.
5:23 to go. It would be the first time that Denver's been even since the opening bell, and another miss from the free throw line. It's starting to cost Denver. They're 7 for 13. Malone aggressively. He flew right by Mutombo. 18 points for Malone. He's true to his word. Big hat. Abdul Rauf way off the mark. Stiff takes it into the heavy traffic and is blocked.
But the offensive rebounds there in a big favor of the Denver Nuggets right now.
Malone again. Oh my, Karl Malone with 20. He's 9 for 11 shooting.
But they have needed that 9 for 11. They only have a 5-point advantage. They haven't really been able to get control of the game. Denver hanging around at 5 down.
Reggie Williams and Hornacek, and Brett Williams and Hornacek have words.
Jabby jumps in there and Jacob down and says, yeah, okay, I'll let you have the call. But the call was made on the other side of the floor.
Technical on Reggie Williams, the foul on Hornacek. So they are not going to allow any jabbering or taunting or even anything close.
Karl Malone back on top. As soon as they brought him in, he delivered immediate dividends. The reaction is, yes, I'm dancing today. Hornacek ends up talking his way into the free throw.
This is the technical and gives him 10 points in the game. And now it'll be Reggie Williams shooting at the other end. Hornacek goes out with 3 fouls. And Reggie Williams now saying some argument with official Jabby. Nuggets shooting only 50% from the line, 7 for 14.
As good as they were down the stretch in game 6, they've been that bad this afternoon. See if Reggie converts on this one.
40 to 35 Utah with 20 to go in the half.
His slump really continuing from game 6. He's yet to get a field goal down and see if they find a way to get him involved.
He's over 4. Humphries takes it in. Spencer keeps it alive.
Wanting to pick and roll with Karl Malone.
Malone feeds Spencer. Beautiful pass from Malone, and that matches Utah's biggest lead, 7.
Karl Malone is involved in all the pick and rolls, and as he said, he's got to make good decisions with the ball. The best one in a passing mode for Karl Malone today, Felton Spencer, right on top of the rim.
Into Mutombo. Alfonso Ellis. Shot over Malone. Mutombo gets it, and he's handled. And if that's Felton Spencer, it's his third. It is not. It's Stockton, his third.
I don't know which trade-off is the better. It didn't look like Mutombo got a shot from the rear from Felton Spencer. Stockton reaching in, but Stockton has not been a factor in this game in terms of producing points at the offensive end.
Jake O'Donnell over to talk to the official score. I don't know if there's been a change in the foul. John Crotty is going to come in for Stockton. Crotty, the second-year man out of Virginia. Stockton, who's contributed his usual role as the top assist man and defensively, not on the offensive end in terms of scoring, and now probably sit out the rest of this half with 3:20 left. And the woes from the line for Denver continue. 8 for 16. Nuggets implies down there in the mine getting some gold, but it's just been fool's gold opportunity thus far. Remains a 7-point lead for the Jazz. Now Crotty running the show. This match here, Abdul Rauf was on Malone, and Crotty left alone. Mutombo saves his 13th rebound of the half.
Denver has done an excellent job of controlling their defensive glass. When there has been a miss, Utah's only gotten one scoring chance.
Abdul Rauf over Crotty, 42-37. 6 points for Benoit inside. No foul.
Left that one short. He went up and got a bump, but didn't go up strong.
Reggie Williams, he can't touch it, and saving him was stiff. And the foul is on whom?
Reggie Williams.
Reggie Williams, who's just trying to get out of the way and threw a block into Jay Humphries, his second foul.
Reggie Williams was trying to make a pass right here, knew he couldn't touch the ball again, so I'm not going to let Jay Humphries get to it. And Jay Humphries does a good job of...
Oh, it pays to be theatrical. A 5-point lead, Utah.
If you can't get to World Cup '94, we'd like to point out that the preliminary matches for World Cup 2010 have already begun. And luckily enough, good seats are still available. McDonald's, proud sponsor of the world's biggest soccer game, even prouder sponsor of some of the world's smallest.
Well, as I was saying, I'll bring the cold drafts, and you just bring those beautiful eyes of yours.
Yeah. Could you hold on?
When cold filtered isn't cool enough.
Hi, it's your shot.
Ice draft.
I've got to go.
Susan?
It's ice brewed below freezing, then cold filtered. For a smoother, better draft, taste the future. Ice draft. Only from Budweiser.
Maybe it's our rugged shift-on-the-move four-wheel drive. Maybe it's our high-track independent suspension. Or maybe our powerful V6. Whatever the reason, 1993 was the 14th year in a row 4x4 buyers made Toyota the best-selling compact 4x4. Hey, maybe nobody wants to walk home from here. Toyota trucks, you just gotta love them.
Sunday, it's do or die for the Bulls and the Knicks. Last night, with their backs to the wall, Pippen and the Bulls kept their quest for the four-peat alive. Now the series shifts back to Ewing and Company's home court for the decisive Game 7. A trip to the conference finals is on the line when the ball goes in the air at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, Sunday on NBC.
Hi again, Bob Costas back in New York. Now, coming up on the Prudential Halftime Report, we'll bring you highlights of the Houston win over Phoenix in their Game 7. The Rockets won it by 10 and now await the winner of the Denver-Utah game in the Western Conference Final. After the game today, Charles Barkley talked about his future.
If there's any way possible they can repair me medically, surgically, whatever, I will be back. But if they can't, I'm not going to torture myself again.
And we'll have more from Barkley at halftime. Back now to Utah to rejoin Dick Enberg and Steve Jones.
All right, Bob, Houston the winner by 10. Hakeem Olajuwon, 37 points and 17 rebounds. As we await the MVP balloting, and Olajuwon showing why he thinks he should be the man. Houston beating Phoenix, awaits the winner of this one. Will it be Utah or Denver that opens at Houston on Monday night, the Western Finals. But one thing for certain now, the West will bring a new member to the NBA Final Party. Phoenix is out.
Robert Pack comes back in the game for Raouf, who was just getting the heater going. He had made his last 3.
Spencer puts his way free, and Matumbo.
See, all of those blue jerseys come back, so they're making a concerted effort to keep them at 1 shot.
Less than 2 minutes to go. Robert Pack to Alfonso Ellis. Reggie Williams. And Karl Malone rebounds. He has 6. Body for Stockton, the playmaker. Right Corbin into Spencer. Working on Alfonso Ellis. Blocked by Mutombo, his second. And a foul on Pack, pushing Malone.
The one thing about the youthful Nuggets, they don't recognize control. And when the other player has it, Felton Spencer thought he was in deep. Mutombo reacted to make the save. The ball will come out long, and Robert Pack just keeps chasing, and he keeps chasing the NBA record for blocks. He's going to build and build on it.
He's got 2 today to give him 38 total. That's an all-time record. He set the record 31 in just 5 games against Seattle. So Dikembe Mutombo, 69 blocks in the 2 series playoffs.
Did you see that graphic? 14 rebounds already. 14.
Meanwhile, Karl Malone racking up his own numbers. This would be his 22nd point. And back to a 7-point advantage, the Utah Jazz. That's been their biggest lead. Denver has never led. They had a chance to tie it at 35-34, missed the free throw. Pack against Crotty, and that'll be against Pack, his 3rd.
Number 14.
So foul trouble starting to be a factor with the Denver Nuggets.
Pack led with the forearm and just trying to push Crotty out of the way. So he picks up the personal foul. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf will come back in the ball game. Pack not happy the way the whistles have been blown against him.
Brian Williams and Robert Pack each with 3 for Denver, and John Stockton being rested with 3, Utah.
But if you're Karl Malone and the Jazz, you cannot feel good about your 7-point advantage because you really haven't dominated the game, and it's been a huge first half by Malone just to keep that lead.
Whistle away from the ball, and illegal defense to call, and that's a technical foul. And Jerry Sloan was up shouting in Jake O'Donnell's ear to help him out.
Denver, illegal defense the second time, a technical free throw.
Mutombo out of position. Listen, if you got some free time in the offseason, come down to Illinois. I got these swamp meets and these farm fairs and auctions, and we'll have some fun. Sloan always takes a lot of money along with him when he drives around because he loves to go with those yard sales, and he's made some great bargains. He's the Al McGuire of the modern world.
Or Al is of another world.
That's absolutely right. Last minute. Corbin over Reggie Williams. Stiff saves, barely.
You have to look at all of the other offensive players for Utah and say they are all tight. They are not shooting the ball with any kind of freedom.
And here's that foul on Karl Malone with that swat of his, the quick slap. And it's a very effective defensive weapon, probably best in the entire league at getting the ball while it's down around the waist of an opponent. He's got tremendously quick hands. Of course, opponents feel he fouls a lot, but they're tough to see if he does. Ellis makes it 9 for 18 as a team. Denver at the line. Pretty consistent with his regular season average. Alfonso Ellis in his second year out of Notre Dame.
And most of the damage that Ellis has done against the Jazz has been in the second half, particularly in the 4th quarter of play. So the points that we got here early in the ball game, a bonus for Dan Issel.
10 misses, however, for the Nuggets. Chambers from Crotty. And that then will be the biggest lead of the game. 8 points. About a 2-second difference in the clocks at the end of the half.
for Corbin, and that's the end of the first half. And Utah saves best for last, led by the mailman, Karl Malone. They leave with an 8-point lead at the break, 46-38.
With the Toyota Touch lease, there's never been a better time to lease a Toyota, and never a better time to lease a 4Runner SR5 V6. For only $319 a month, you get 4Runner's legendary reliability, 150 horsepower, shift-on-the-move four-wheel demand, plus air conditioning, cruise control, and more for only $319 a month. The Toyota 4Runner and the Toyota Touch lease. In today's economy, it's perfect timing.
You know which motor oil can help keep your car running for 100, 200, 300,000 miles and more? It's the same brand that more top mechanics in America use in their own cars. Valvoline motor oil.
People who know use Valvoline.
On the information superhighway, there are no hitchhikers. There are no speed limits. There are no rest stops. There are no troopers. But there will be a passing lane. A passing lane.
The critics are unanimous. They're calling The Crow the best movie of its kind since Batman. 4 stars. Brandon Lee is sensational, dazzling, and fiercely hypnotic. Brandon Lee, The Crow, rated R, now playing.
'Cause you got personality, walk with personality, talk with personality, smile with personality, charm with personality, love with personality, and plus you got a great big heart. So over and over, well, I'll be a fool for you. What more can I do?
Imagine TV's Urkel living out his fantasy to play with the New York Knicks.
Amazing performance for Jaleel.
Crystal Bernard becomes a star astronaut.
Roger, awesome copy.
Brian Austin Green creates a little magic, and Sinbad gets in deep with dolphins.
This is better than when I got on Starship.
Fantasies of the Stars, NBC tonight.
This is the Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by the Prudential. Peace of mind. It comes with every piece of the rock.
Halftime at the Delta Center, Game 7, Jazz leading the Nuggets 46-38. Karl Malone with almost half of Utah's total. He's got 22 points on 9 of 11 shooting, really stepping up. Stockton strapped with 3 fouls, didn't score in the first half. Denver being hurt by their own poor free throw shooting, just 9 of 19 from the stripe. The winner of the Denver-Utah game plays Houston in the Western Conference Final beginning Monday night in Houston. The Rockets advanced with a 104-94 win earlier today against the Phoenix Suns. The Suns trailed by as many as 16 in the first half, but they came back, and this Charles Barkley basket cut Houston's lead to 1 at 77-76. Playing hurt, as you see him hobbling, Barkley scored 24. Rookie Sam Cassell off the bench with 22, including this three-pointer for Houston. He was a huge factor in their win. And Akeem Olajuwon, after a slow start, proved unstoppable in the second half. 37 points, 17 rebounds. Fouled hard in the closing seconds here by Charles Barkley. At this point, the outcome was already decided. Vernon Maxwell took exception to Barkley's foul on Olajuwon. Pushes and shoves. They were both ejected. Barkley departs. Olajuwon and the Rockets go on against either the Jazz or the Nuggets. And after the game, Barkley talked about his future.
Number one, congratulations to the Houston Rockets. I felt like coming into this series, this would be the toughest team we would have to play if we were going to win a championship. And I think the difference today was the home court. I really didn't mean anything in this entire series until the last 3 games. And you got to take your hats off to them. They played a terrific series. And I believe that I think the best team won this series. I am disappointed, but I'm somewhat glad it's over because there's no fun playing in pain. And this is my game plan. I'm going to meet with Dr. Emerson. I'm going to meet with 2 more back specialists, hope preferably 2 best specialists in the world. And if they can make me better, that's great. If they can't, it's been a great ride, and it's that simple.
leaving the door open at least. A reminder about tomorrow's Game 7 between the Knicks and the Bulls. We'll have it for you with showtime at 3 Eastern Time. Tip-off at 3:30 from the Garden. The conference finals start Monday, and you can see them every night through Friday night with our colleagues on TNT. Then we'll pick up coverage next Saturday through the rest of the conference finals and the finals here on NBC. Up next, after a break, the insiders join the proceedings as we talk about the Eastern Conference picture. That's after this message from Prudential and a word from the NBA.
Her inquisitive mind, her desire to learn, her willingness to work, her need to achieve. All the pieces that add up to your need to learn all you can about college funding. So when your child is ready for college, you will be too. Her senior year, Dean's List, peace of mind. It comes with every piece of the rock.
The people of CARE know that there are thousands of families around the world who face starvation, who need clean water to avoid fatal disease, and who need the tools to learn to help themselves. But as the NBA's Dikembe Mutombo has seen in his homeland of Africa, a little care can make a world of difference.
Show that to your care.
Okay, the insiders join us. Bill Walton, Peter Bessie, Julius Erving. Game 7 of the Knicks and Bulls is here tomorrow on NBC. As we said, showtime at 3, tip-off at 3:30. Peter Bessie was at Knicks practice earlier today.
They are very well coached and they are disciplined. And in this league, it's hard, I think, to get players to be that disciplined offensively and that unselfish offensively. So they have done a great job, and I think it's been the byproduct of about 3 years of work and getting them to do it.
Disappointed in the fact that I let Bill Cartwright and Luke Longley got eight offensive rebounds between them. And, you know, just got to lay a body on them, keep them off the boards. And, you know, whenever we out-rebound them, we win.
Peter Bessie, as you can see, sporting the sneakers, running around so much at the game last night in Chicago, gets the early morning flight, gets to practice, gets back over to the studio. So you go first.
Had no feet problems till I started hanging out with him. Tore my ligaments each year.
Bone spurs, stress fractures.
I think the key at practice today was the Riley and the Knicks are very upset with the way that Scottie Pippen has been gloating and showboating at them for the series. They're going to try and put a stop to that tomorrow. The other thing was that Derek Harper looks like he'll be starting tomorrow. Charles Oakley told me that, and he also said that he should have started in Game 6. So those are a couple things we can look for.
Home court will be key. We saw it in the Houston game earlier. It's holding true right now with the Utah game. The key for Chicago, as far as I'm concerned, is their style of play. If they get plays that incorporate 2, 3, and 4 guys at one time with the quick ball movement early in the shot clock, to get the style of play happening that negates the Knicks' pressure defense, they've got an outstanding chance to win. Plus, as Ewing said, the center play for Chicago, Cartwright, so huge last night. He basically hasn't played all season. What he's doing is remarkable. He's got to do it one more time, and Longley, of course, has got to play strong as well.
Doc?
Well, clearly home court has held up through 6 games, and each team has had a chance to win on the other's court, even though they haven't done it yet. And I say yet because I think the Bulls are actually playing better than the Knicks. And for whatever reason, whether they think that the Knicks are the favorite team and the Knicks are supposed to win, and they're just being loose and getting good contributions from a lot of different places rather than the 1 or 2, somehow the way this thing is going to play out is that the Knicks, if they can relax a little bit, will have a decided advantage and probably will win. But if they stay uptight as they were last night, then the Bulls have a tremendous advantage and probably will upset them.
Well, right, but the anger from last night's defeat at Chicago Stadium, that will boil all day. The Knicks will come out very strong. This is Ewing's big moment.
The Knicks need the game of the year to beat the Bulls. The Bulls have shown they're a better team at every position except center, and even that was voided out in Game 6 and a couple other games, too. They need it all to happen for them in Game 7.
Well, even though counting today's Phoenix-Houston result, the road team has now lost 15 consecutive 7th games of NBA playoff series, dating back to Julius Erving's 76ers beating the Celtics in '82 in the Eastern Conference Finals, even though that bodes well for the Knicks. So it seems the Bulls have been in and had a chance to win all 3 of the previous games at Madison Square Garden. This should be terrific tomorrow. Now, the winner of tomorrow's game gets the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Final beginning Tuesday night. Marianne Grabavoy was at Pacers practice in Indianapolis.
Thanks, Bob. The Indiana Pacers have picked up playoff speed like a Penske car out of the 4th turn at the Indy 500. Having won 15 of their last 17 games, they are 7-2 in the playoffs, having swept Orlando. And in round 2 against the Hawks, all 4 of their wins were by double-digit margins. The Pacers' Reggie Miller says he wants to see the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. He wants to see his old friend, John Starks.
It probably stemmed from last year's playoffs, but, you know, I think John is a fierce competitor. He plays hard, but, you know, I just love going against him.
Reggie wants to play New York. He has a score to settle. That's great. The rest of us are just thrilled to play. But whomever we play, we know it's going to be a tough series.
I think we match up probably better against Chicago, but I'd rather play New York. You know, you want to play the best team. You know, they had the 2nd best record in the East. You know, we knocked off number 1, so I think we would like to knock off number 2 also.
That's it from Indianapolis. Now back to you in the New York studios.
The Pacers, by the way, were 0-4 for the year against the Knicks, 1-4 against Chicago, but they're a different team in the latter stages of the season. They're playing some of the best ball in the league right now.
Indiana is on fire. Everything's rolling. All the pieces are there. To beat Indiana, you got to attack, I think, the 2 weakest parts of a very strong team. And that's Rick Smits. Some of the things he does, he gets in foul trouble, he gets tired, his shot blocking is not as great as it should be. And then Workman, his shot selection in the backcourt and his ability to feed the post, sometimes questionable.
Larry Brown has won 2 more games in the playoffs, 6 than the Pacer organization has won in the previous 17 years. Amazing. I mean, he is the difference in this team, and Byron Scott.
Well, you're just approaching the halfway point of the playoffs with respect to winning the title. And you see the role that injuries have played with Barkley, with Kevin Willis. You know, their teams didn't go far because they were injured. The Indiana Pacers are young and strong, and I don't think they're boasting any injuries right now. So I think that might be one of the keys to this conference final series.
Peter, I'm going to do you a favor. Save you some letters. They've won 7, right? 7. They had to take 3 against Orlando and 4 against the Hawks.
Right.
All right. We'll send it back to Utah for the second half. Dick Enberg and Stafford Jones will rejoin you with the Jazz leading the Nuggets by 8 right after these messages from your local station.
This has been the Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by the Prudential. Peace of mind. It comes with every piece of the rock.
Sunday. It all comes down to this. The breathtaking season finale.
Let's go to alert on all stations.
The Sequest must make the ultimate sacrifice.
Attention all personnel, we are abandoning Sequest.
To save mankind, she must destroy herself.
3, 2, Captain, no! 1.
Who will survive? This is it, the season finale. All new Sequest, 8, 7 Central, NBC Sunday.
In these parts, dependability's the name of the game, folks. Dependability. You've got your reliability, your garden variety of trustability, but dependability is the ability that folks commonly associate with U.S. West. And ooh, that's nice. Because when it comes to your communications, you need a company that's, well, dependable. Dependable as in keeping your facts straight. Or just getting things right, no matter what it takes. U.S. West is always there for you through thick and thin, with the products, services, and solutions you've come to depend on, come rain or come shine. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, my friend. And if you can't depend on your communications company, you've been barking up the wrong tree. Because at U.S. West, you can always count on our ability of dependability. And ooh, that's nice. U.S. West.
When it comes to meeting your needs, most mortgages fall a little short. Some have high closing costs. Others limit your choices and options. And all of them make you wait too long for approval. But one mortgage is so fast, affordable, and flexible, it's right on the money. The Preferred Choice Mortgage, only from Metropolitan Federal. No other mortgage even comes close.
Paul Douglas says goodbye in a Pat Miles special.
Utah leading 46-38. Let's go to Hannah Storm.
Coach, very similar to Game 5 against Seattle. Your team having some trouble shooting early. Were they tight, or was it just something that Utah's doing on offense?
No, I think it was more a case of us being tight because a lot of them were wide open shots. But we shot better in the second quarter, so if we can hang in there till the end, we'll be okay.
Any way to get your team some more easy opportunities? You're fond of saying, hey, I can't help it if they're not shooting their jumpers, but...
Well, what we're going to do is try to continue to push the basketball. I thought that when we did get out and run, we did get some easy opportunities, easy baskets. We have to do more of that in the second half.
Do you think your team has relaxed at this point? What's their mental and emotional state right now?
No, I don't think they've relaxed. We keep coming back. We're going to be all right. But I think at the beginning of this game, they were a little too tight.
You're within 8 points. Are you pleased?
Yeah, if we can find a way to make Karl miss a few shots, we'll be okay.
Got any magic left, Coach?
I hope so, Hannah. I hope so.
All right, good luck in the second half. Dick?
All right, Hannah, and magic is what the Nuggets need. No team ever in playoff history has gone from 0-3 to win a playoff series, a 7-game series. And it's only happened once to even get to the 7th before Denver, and that was 43 years ago. So all the odds seem to be in favor of the Utah Jazz, and they have the 8-point lead as well.
You know what they also say in sport, the longer the streak, the greater the chances are that it's going to get busted. These guys don't know anything about 43 years ago. So all they know is about today, and they think they got a chance, and they're close because they have shot the ball very, very poorly, and yet they're within 8. And if you don't have Karl Malone doing that kind of business, the Denver Nuggets, they could be on top at half.
These are the Miller Genuine Draft halftime statistics, and on the defensive side, Dikembe Mutombo with 14 rebounds and 3 points as the Nuggets have out-rebounded the Utah Jazz, but they've had trouble at the line. 9 for 19 free throw shooting, or they'd be right there with Utah. Second half coming up.
Hundreds of miles to the north and 30 degrees south of zero lies Canada, blasted by wind, buried by snow, and filled with ice. Molson Ice. Ice brewed by North America's oldest brewery to be a few degrees colder, a few degrees bolder, yet smooth as ice. Molson Ice. From the land where ice was born.
A new wind is rising, bringing change, bringing the all-new Ford Windstar, a totally new minivan. Windstar is the only minivan that combines standard dual airbags, 5-mile-an-hour bumpers, and 4-wheel anti-lock brakes. Plus, it meets all passenger car safety standards. It's safety that takes the minivan in a whole new direction. The all-new front-wheel drive Ford Windstar. The future of minivans begins today.
The closest, the safest, the smoothest, the world.
The hand on the left is waxing a car with an old sock. On the right is the Black & Decker Handy Buffer. It's 25 times faster and so easy, there's no excuse not to keep your car looking like new. It'll knock your socks off. The Black & Decker Handy Buffer.
Top-ranked Steffi Graf. A victory in Paris would give her 5 straight Grand Slam titles. Number 1, Pete Sampras. A win on the famed red clay of Roland Garros would make him only the 5th man to capture all 4 Grand Slams. The world's greatest tennis players battle at the sport's most grueling Grand Slam. The French Open, presented by Fresca. Coverage begins next Saturday.
There we go, everybody. Bring him on out.
Welcome back. We're ready for the second half. And a reminder again, the home court advantage in Game 7 with Houston beating Phoenix today. 15 straight times the home team has won Game 7. Leading scores, no one in double figures for the Nuggets. Reggie Williams with 8. And Karl Malone carrying the weight of these playoffs and his great 9-year career in the NBA on his broad shoulders with a big half, 22 points as we go into the second half. Reggie Williams, the Bobby Mutombo, Stiff, and Ellis the same five that started. For Denver, it's Corbin, Stockton, Spencer, Malone, and Hornacek for Utah. Mutombo way out of his range, and Malone has the rebound.
Mutombo had to take a shot against the clock, and he looked up and saw it was down to 4, so he aired it out. But they haven't really been very successful in their half-court set so far here in this first 2 quarters of play, and it's the start of the third.
Stockton playing with 3 fouls. Hornacek gets the roll. First time that either team's had a 10-point lead. In fact, Utah has never had the lead. 12 for Hornacek. In case you're wondering, Denver has not had the lead. Just looking back 2 weeks ago in Seattle, the score at halftime then was 44-41 Seattle. Denver rallying to finally win it in overtime. Mutombo, right over the top, misses everything. Comes out to Abdul Raouf, and he scores.
Opportunity baskets is what they have been thriving off of, and that was another one because Mutombo just overlaid one from about a foot away.
Stockton. His first basket of the game. Out of bounds. That'll go to Denver.
Stockton has been struggling since game 6 late, where he was not shooting the basketball, has not shot it well here this afternoon, but gets set when they go in, and comes out very aggressive after seeing the ball go in the basket. 14 on the shot clock as they get set up.
Knocked away by Stockton, recovered by Stiff with 7. Reggie Williams for 3. Another chance for the Nuggets. Stiff. Won't fall. Spencer. And here come the Jazz with a 10-point lead. Dalton Spencer. Blocked by Ellis. Ellis pulls up at the other end and misses, and Karl Malone rebounds. He has 9.
Even though he took that quick jump shot, that's a good scoring chance for Daniels's Denver Nuggets, and they've got to have more of those rather than stay in a half-court set. They're only down 10 as Mutombo picks up the foul. Very smart offensive play by Karl Malone.
And Malone acts it out as he falls hard out of bounds. So Mutombo has his 3rd.
Mutombo comes quickly because Karl Malone has been burying these all afternoon. Malone's, he withstands a hit and will go to the line.
4 for 5 shooting is Karl Malone. He hopes that his Karl, first name K-A-R-L, won't be the same unfortunate day as George Karl suffered in Seattle and continues to torture him.
Well, remember in the Seattle game 5, the Sonics were able to bust out to an 11-point lead. It looked like they were going to put that game away at the top of the 3rd, and the Nuggets, they were resilient. They came back and eventually won. We got a 12-point lead now, and the Nuggets feel if they're within 10 or 12, they are still going to prevail and win the game.
They feel that the 4th quarter will be theirs. Younger legs, the demands, and tripping foul on Stockton will be his 4th.
It's tough to get a rhythm for a game when you're sitting on the bench, and Stockton very frustrated by the calls, but it's been touched and pushed and in the wrong place at the wrong time. You see the reaction as Jay Humphries comes in very quickly for him.
Ellis. Stiff able to squeeze in for the rebound and then loses it out of bounds. Just as the Nuggets started the game having trouble scoring, so they do the second half.
But they continue to do this. Try to keep the ball alive. Give themselves second, third opportunities. He dribbles out off his foot. Jay Humphries in the game, and Mahmoud Abdul-Raouf has got to think about attacking him. He's got a bad leg and really hasn't performed well in the series.
Hornacek. Reggie Williams with a rebound, and And a foul. Not getting up is LaFonso Ellis. Did not see what happened to Ellis, but the foul was on Spencer, his third.
He's up now. He may have twisted an ankle on that rebound. Reggie Williams came flying in. He goes up for the ball and comes down, and it looked like either the ankle or the knee buckled, and he is writhing in pain.
He comes down on the foot of Felton Spencer. The left ankle turns as he landed on Spencer's foot. And he's able to walk gingerly off the court.
That's a very good sign. I mean, he's walking fairly strongly on that ankle. What they'll probably do is try to get some more tape on it and get him back in the ball game.
Ice that down. Brian Williams replaces Ellis. (52-40) Utah. Houston waits with smiles, winning Game 7 against Phoenix by 10 early. Reggie Williams. Williams leads Denver with 10. Hornacek over Brian Williams. Short. Ray Humphries gets it back to Hornacek. Karl Malone wanted it. What a game for Malone. The All-Pro has 26.
Out of a couple of ball games, trying to attack with Brian Williams.
Mutombo able to knock home the second chance. He has 5 points. It is a left ankle sprain or strain we hear now. It's not serious, and he'll return. Karl Malone misses one. That's been rare today. Malone fouled by Mutombo. That one out pretty well as they ran back down court. There was a mild bump, and Malone goes down. 4 fouls on Mutombo.
Tricks of the trade, and Karl Malone has 20 right here.
Oh, how can you call that? In this game of contact, how could that be? Well, I can understand Mutombo's problems there in accepting that as a foul. And all we've seen throughout the playoffs, that's pretty thin.
Cheap is the word that we used on this side, and that was a cheap foul. And Mutombo trying to stay out on the floor, have to sit down. They come back from LaFonso Ellis.
Utah fans loved it, and Malone is part of his total game. He's done everything right. Now, without that great shot blocker, they'll take it inside. He has 4. Different game with Mutombo on the Pines.
But the Nuggets have to make someone else beat them. And if they can keep Karl Malone passing, certainly the way that the Jazz has got the ball, they have a chance to get back in the game. The post-up plays have been the ones that have been the most successful for the Nuggets. They get an illegal defense.
Warning, Jazz. Illegal warning and a timeout taken down. Spencer with a timeout. 6:35 left in the third. The Utah lead is 12.
Farrah Fawcett is the substitute wife, NBC Monday.
Bowling is some people's idea of fun. Now, truck bowling, that's when things can get real interesting. But to do it right, you gotta have one of these. A 1994 Ford Ranger 4x4. Complete with push-button 4-wheel drive, a whopping 4-liter V6, and a wide, powerful stance. Get a Ford Ranger 4x4 and go truck bowling. Come on. I just love league nights.
We will rock you.
The Flintstones. Rated PG. Starts Friday.
Time to wash up.
Isn't it just like Delta to design a stylish faucet that's practical, too? So it's long enough to reach today's double and even triple sinks. Delta, the way water is brought to life.
If you thought Series 1 was extreme, Top Stadium Club Series 2, it's extreme intensity, extreme design. It's taking chances. It's frequent flyers. It's a radical point of view. If you want to feel the game like this, you can't go just anywhere. You gotta go to the extreme. Top Stadium Club Series 2, it's extreme.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Sprite. Image is nothing, thirst is everything. Obey your thirst. Sprite. By the people at Nike, who encourage you to just do it. And by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Dikembe Mutombo, 5 points and 15 rebounds, a couple of block shots, but also 4 fouls. And here is the 4th. They're running down court away from the ball, and, well, they're a little push, and Malone got that slide down.
He does, but he got right in the way of Dikembe Mutombo. Now, the rule is you got to let the offensive player at least have a place to run. If the call should have gone anywhere, it should have gone against Karl Malone and the Utah Jazz.
12-point game. Point of the third quarter as Reggie Williams inside, and the foul on Karl Malone will be his second. But it sends the Nuggets to a dangerous place, the free throw line, where they have been dismal today.
Good baseline driving. Very few players take advantage of the baseline being open these days, but he's able to get in and hurt the interior defense of Karl Malone and the Utah Jazz.
9 for 20 free throw shooting. Reggie Williams, the veteran, the captain, the only player on the team that's 30 years of age. The team averages 25. Till today, Reggie Williams was their best free throw shooter, 12 for 13. He's 4 for 7 this afternoon. 11-point game, 6:21 to go in the third. Tom Hammond sees his first duty of the day for Denver, number 21.
The offense of Utah really slows down because Stockton is not in there, and they're working against the clock now at 5.
Karl Malone, 28. The mailman is delivering today.
The Denver defense now has to force somebody else to score the ball while they find an offensive hero themselves. Reggie Williams trying to go one-on-one.
Williams. Malone clears it. He's now 11 rebounds, 28 points. Who else? What a pass to Corbin. Oh, he'll be selling hot dogs in the timeout. That's the only thing he hasn't done.
Karl Malone has learned over the years that he is the guy to make the pressure shots for the Utah Jazz. Today, he said, I relish the 7th game and all the responsibilities that go with it. Pounds that big, fat chest and says, I am the man, and I will make all of the plays. And a no-look, easy 2 for Ty Corbin. He is bailing them out this afternoon.
He may not have been happy earlier in the week, but he's making a lot of folks joyous now.
What is it about Ford Taurus that makes it America's best-selling car? Is it the length Taurus wagon goes to keep your family safe? Or the way it makes you forget you're driving a wagon while giving you everything you buy a wagon for? Perhaps it's all these things, and the fact you'd be happy to own it, even if you didn't need the room. Ford Taurus, the best-selling car in America, again.
To make them big.
But those are humongous.
Supersize your extra value meal with a supersized order of McDonald's Golden Fries, plus a supersized Coke for just 39 cents more at McDonald's today.
Yeah, didn't you see Chris dunk on Charles Barkley? Nice. You didn't see that. I went something like this. Put the cape on, though, because I was like Superman. Oh, yeah, you were. Let me put that on. Barkley, see.
Okay, what happened?
Catch it like this, around the back.
Brace yourself.
Barkley coming. So he's Barkley trying to block it. Oh, wait, he's too high. He's too high. And then what did Barkley say?
He
said, I don't believe in role models, but you mine, man. Yeah.
MetLife manages assets of over $160 billion. When 40 million people count on you for insurance and financial services, you can never be too strong. Get Met. It pays.
Hello from Plank Road, where our man Paul has gotten lots of calls and letters asking, is ice beer really beer frozen like ice? Nope. Paul says that would be beer on a stick, not an ice beer. Ice House is ice beer. Ice brewed so there's never any watered down taste, just more of what you want in a beer. Ice brewed Ice House. It's not frozen, but you can sample a frosty cold one almost anywhere. Thanks, and enjoy.
For 4 years, he's defended justice. Now he's leaving. Be there as Michael Moriarty says goodbye on the season finale of Law & Order, NBC Wednesday.
They used to be the New Orleans Jazz, and a product of Louisiana. Karl Malone has got it jazzed up here at the Delta Center. In the series, averaging 26, he has 28 points, and we still have over 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Plus 3 assists and 1 block shot. A 15-point lead for the Jazz in the third.
Now, what the Nuggets need to try to do is stay close. They want to cut this game back down to single digits by the end of the third quarter of play, and they've got to find one play that will work for them at the offensive end. In previous series, it's been a post-up play. They tried it for Brian Williams. He picks up a foul. Reggie Williams comes out. Robert Pack will come into the game. So they're going small, but they've got Rodney Rogers up front with Tom Hammond.
Corbin committed the foul, his first. Each team with 14 fouls now, so they'll be at the line the rest of the way in this quarter. Pack has not scored in the game. Brian Williams, heavy traffic, and makes a tough 5-footer. He has 8.
They know they can get a shot against Tom Chambers. That's why Hornacek had to come over to double team. So who's ever guarding Hornacek would be thinking about going to the hoop.
Pass by Corbin, but it was deflected by Rodney Rogers.
Brian Williams has the ability to post up, turned in face, and really worked hard to get this one, but a good, strong effort produces 2 out of the half.
Hornacek gets the 2 at the other end. He has 14. Again, a 15-point bulge for Utah.
Hammond's trying to post up, and this has been a play that's been effective, but he couldn't control Ty Corbin.
Corbin stole it. Corbin at the other end. Scoring! Utah by 17. They're on their feet now.
Around Tom Hammond, and that starts the transition opportunity. He just leaves it out for him with his foot speed and quickness, and he's able to get the quick score. It's Karl Malone feeding Ty Corbin again, or excuse me, after they got the ball around to the top of the key from Tom Chambers, and Corbin free and easy now after a tough first half. He's got 6 in the third quarter of play.
They're pointing toward Houston. 3:45 left in the third, and an interesting aspect of this game is the way the Jazz, as they did all season long, have protected the ball. They allowed less steals than anyone in the league. They were second to Cleveland, least number of turnovers, and they committed only 2 turnovers today.
They have done the one thing that you want to do as we take a look at their playoff average versus what they've done today is keep the cheap point from happening against them. And during the regular season, they were terrific in taking care of the basketball. So Sloan has got his team in a position right now to close out Cinderella. And we got 15 minutes before this dance is over.
Before midnight.
Daniel, so now he's got to come back with some quick hitting offense. And if he can do that, and again, the idea is not to get 20 points back in one play, but to try to eat into the lead and get some offensive momentum. They have been struggling, and if they can come up with 8 to 10 points here, they will be back in the game in the fourth quarter. Mutombo back in, but 69% will keep you in a hole, particularly when you're shooting 31.
While Mutombo was down, Utah ran off a 12-3 scoring splurge. Robert Pack inside. Can't score. Brian Williams has it knocked away. There's Malone with that quick slap, denying. And Pack holding a right eye that must have been poked in that exchange.
Pack coming down the lane hard. I think his imagination got away from him here, because you're not dunking from out there, little man. And he just left it short, and his own man hit him.
Abdul Rauf, a tough thing set up that dumped Jay Humphries. 66-49, 3:20 to go in the third.
Denver has been resilient defensively, and they're going to have to do it now. They're going to have to shut down Karl Malone and the Jazz for the next 3-12.
There's Malone, another assist, and a foul. Jay Humphries gets the basket. Abdul Rauf, the foul, number 3.
What makes this play give and go. If you cut to the basket, the defense has to respect them. And that's what Karl Malone is doing. He's making them respect cutters. You come down the lane, the middle is open because Mutombo is out guarding him. You got 2. And that's what Mahmoud Raoul is saying. Raoul's saying, somebody's got to be back there.
Humphries' first points of the game. 3-point play to give Utah a 20-point edge. 3 minutes to go in the third. Chambers all over. Mutombo picks up the foul. His second. Dikembe Mutombo, and it's not as simple as that, his name. He has actually 8 names. Dikembe, a nickname given to him. He was born a very weak child. He was in the hospital for 6 months of his life. Too soft a body, too soft, his family said. So Dikembe translates banana, soft as a banana. Mutombo, the name of his village.
Tom Chambers does not think so. And he's pushing and shoving, and Jake O'Donnell wanted to make sure there were no extra exchanges. Stayed in front of Mutombo, let him cool off, and let's see how he does with these opportunities at the line.
He's now 2 for 5 free throw shooting. Series points up. His blocks way up, averaging 6 blocks a game in this series. And hits both free throws. John Stockton on the bench for Utah. Humphries running the show. Set inside. Jeff Hornacek, the man acquired after the All-Star break from Philadelphia, chipping in with 16. He's a key cog in Utah's thrust toward the Western Finals. Reggie Williams will trade off the rim, and Brian Williams to back. Brian Williams, 71-53 Utah, 10 for Brian.
See if they can get some stops, because right now it's been very easy for the Utah Jazz to score. That's why they busted the game open. They got to make the rest of the Jazz tentative at the offensive end. They have not been able to close down Karl Malone.
5 on the clock. Hornacek takes it in deep again. Brian Williams to Pack. The Energizer, Robert Pack, takes it all the way in. Oh, he has that good look-off move on the dribble. And then he sees a little daylight, and like a good halfback slashing off guard and tackle, makes the play.
But with that dance to daylight, he gets his first 2 of the afternoon.
And at and a half left in the third. Into Malone. Way off on that one. How quickly Pack has it in the offensive end. And scores again. 2 in a row. And the lead cut to 14. 6 unanswered by Denver.
See how quickly you can get back in the game. They're now back in touch. And if they can get one more stop and a score, they're within 12 and possibly 10 before the quarter concludes.
Inside the chamber. Ty Corbin. Corbin, who had that great start a week ago in Game 3, that was key in Utah winning in overtime.
He had 19 in that ball game, was free and easy until he started posting him up. Rodney Rogers has to do that and make him a defensive liability.
Reggie Williams on 2, and Williams leads Denver with 13. 7-second difference in the clocks. Malone outside. Oh! It'll be a block against Denver as Malone crashes into Reggie Williams, who picks up the foul. Number 3.
The toughest part about trying to make a comeback is that everything has to go right for you. Otherwise, you see your opponent going to the line. Karl Malone gets a good, quick first step by Mutombo. They try to collapse, but nobody's really set in their position, so the call goes against Reggie Williams and the Nuggets. Third personal, third team, but Malone has been the man this afternoon, and Issel understands that. And if they're going to get any kind of a run, they've got to get the ball out of his hands and make some other people shoot.
Malone 6 for 8 now from the line. He sights in, looking for his 29th. His partner in offensive excellence, watching as a spectator much of this third quarter. 15-point lead, Utah. Shot clock is off.
Pack in this situation is going to try to bust down the lane, create some sort of penetration.
Doesn't matter where he is on the court. He's always close. And Utah with a tremendous burst in the third with a man at the whip. Karl Malone, a 15-point lead at the end of 3. Now a word from your local station.
At the time, Muggsy, a man of small stature, was to battle the giant named Goliath. Armed only with an incredible thirst to prove himself, Muggsy, fleet of foot, did circle and confuse Goliath, and thus slew the mighty giant. All the people celebrated. Sprite flowed freely, thus it was written. Height is nothing, thirst is everything. Obey your thirst.
The winds of change are blowing away old ideas and bringing the all-new Ford Windstar, a totally new minivan. Windstar's innovative design moved the wheels out, stretching the wheelbase, creating the most passenger and cargo room of all leading minivans. And with a quieter interior, Windstar takes the minivan in a whole new direction. The all-new front-wheel drive Ford Windstar. The future of minivans begins today.
Free will. Here's Weber in the open court, going all the way. Oh, brother, what a move by Weber.
And the Sixers take over on the turnover. Julius. Oh.
82-80. Tries a long, wild hook shot. Good. And here come the bricks on the break. Horace Credit over to Raheem Olajuwon, who throws up a prayer. I love this game.
The sequence will destroy itself. NBC Sunday.
Dependability. That's what built this land, lad. It's sons depending on sons. Brothers depending on sisters. Birds depending on bees. And a whole lot of you are depending on U.S. West. Because U.S. West was born out of this great land of ours. So we made it our business to be, well, dependable. And dependable's having a service that works, no matter which U.S. West service you have. We're simply a real person with answers on the end of the line. Oh, give me a home where the dependable people roam, and I'll show you one dependable phone. And just think about this. U.S. West is about to bring you more dependable stuff than you can shake a stick at. Because all you dependable people in the Midwest, Northwest, Southwest, and all Wests in between are, well, depending on us, U.S. West.
Good luck in the Windy City, Paul, and welcome aboard, Ken.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NBA.
15-point lead for the Jazz. NBC presenting NBA and unlimited expenses during the playoffs. Last week we had the Gorilla in Phoenix. Who's our mystery cameraman today? Well, he does do it all, doesn't he? John Stockton back on the court. 2 points and 6 assists today. And now it's a matter of not making a mistake. A big, big lead at home for Utah. Malone with 5. Rattles out, and Reggie Williams has it for Denver, and Pack on the run. They beat his entire team down court.
They want to come inside to Mutombo. Again, the post-up play has been the most effective one for them.
Alfonso Ellis. Stockton with a rebound. Karl Malone at the other end with both palms facing the floor as if to say, hey, slow it down, no hurry here, let's burn up as much clock as we can.
There's plenty of time in the game, and the Utah Jazz can't become a stagnant team at the offensive end, so they've got to still try to stay in the attack mode.
Mutombo with a rebound on the miss by Spencer. 16 boards for Mutombo. Reggie Williams. Stockton out of the scramble with the ball as Corbin hit today. Ty Corbin had a big third quarter, 8 points. And Pack trying to cut off the drive of Stockton, picks up the foul, his 4th. Dan Issel, who, as everyone knows, a big lover of thoroughbreds, growing up in Kentucky and going to school there and owning a race farm himself. He picked Bloomin' Affair in the Preakness, and it has been a bloomin' affair for these young Denver Nuggets. Well, he was wrong. Preakness was won today by Tabasco Cat, Kentucky Derby winner Gopher Chin 2nd and Concern 3rd. So maybe it's a symbol of the day. No, the Bloomin' Affair didn't get on the board at Pimlico, and it's going to take a real miracle now for this wonderful playoff life of Denver to continue.
They need to have some pressure on the basketball and make the Jazz shoot the ball under pressure from the outside. They haven't given up a lot of offensive rebound, but Shelton Spencer comes up with a big catch and throw back out.
No scoring yet. We played over 2 minutes of the 4th quarter. Benoit for 3. Reggie Williams loses it, and it touches Mutombo on the way out of bounds. Nope. It appeared it might have hit Mutombo's leg. And it'll be Denver going the other way with a timeout.
Dan Issel shakes his head. He knows he hasn't gotten a break. That one goes off Brian Wave.
Well, you can't win them all, John.
The Bulls battle the Knicks in a do-or-die Game 7, Sunday on NBC.
Teens held in death of 4-year-old. 2 teenagers were charged with second-degree murder for the April drive-by shooting of a 4-year-old girl. The girl was in her living room getting ready for bed when a bullet pierced the front window and struck her in the head. She died instantly. This incident marked the 10th homicide in Phoenix this year involving juveniles.
Participate in the lives of America's youth.
If not now, when?
Behind every new Mazda truck is an unsurpassed 50,000-mile, 3-year basic warranty. And behind that, who knows?
We're in the champs' locker room. It's complete pandemonium. And here's that call, Bobby, from America's #1 fan.
Hello, Mr. President? It's not him. It's one of those MCI guys. Switch from AT&T. Look, I don't want to talk about that. We just won the championship.
Somebody offers you a deal. Here's how to make sure it's a real deal.
I just put the whole deal in writing. And I'll study it in the off-season. Bye-bye, MCI. Champion.
Your true voice.
The Mazda 626 is a beautiful car. You know why? Because even with its 6-cylinder engine, it costs less than a 4-cylinder Camry LE. That's beautiful.
This is the place. Told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. There they are. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. The cold one. So get out of the old and get into the cold.
Miller Genuine Draft presents Genuine Moments.
Today's Miller Genuine Draft Genuine Moment takes us back 10 years to the 1984 Western Conference first round. Utah Jazz making their first appearance in the playoffs, pushed to the limit by Dan Issel and the Denver Nuggets. But the Nuggets defeated in 5 games as number 4, Adrian Dantley, led the Jazz as he poured in 30 points, 12 rebounds. In recognition of this moment, Miller Genuine Draft donates $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund. Dan Issel's team winning 6 games at the verge of elimination. That's an all-time playoff record.
And if they're to keep that going, they've got to have Reggie and the Miracles do something good. They get a call against Jay Humphries to try to get it started.
Facing elimination in these playoffs 6 times, 3 against Seattle, 3 to deny Utah until this one. Phoenix in 93 had 5. Reggie Williams at the line looking for the first point by either team in this 4th quarter, and it took 2 minutes and 33 seconds to score.
LaFonso Ellis has been huge for the Nuggets in the 4th quarter of play, and they gave him a chance to try to get them something. That ankle perhaps bothering him still, so he's down. So they've got to find another big force. Reggie has been 50% from the line this afternoon.
Beautiful pass to Felton Spencer. And a foul. Spencer almost ripping down the backboard. Reggie Williams has his 4th.
Stockton, with no pressure on him, has the ability to see people cutting to the lane. Not much contact there, but the foul goes against Reggie on the way up as he got the arm closest to the basket. Felton Spencer 3-point play.
And the lead is back to 17. Denver, almost 3 minutes without a field goal to open the 4th quarter.
They come back to Reggie Williams.
They don't have a great outside shooter. The only one on the right is Abdul Raouf, and a steal by Malone. It's going to be quite a portfolio. He gives us a smile as he jogs back on defense. He knows he's good today, and he promised he would be. And a jump ball. Benoit tied up. Brian Williams will jump it with him.
The boos cascade down. Those here at the Delta Center felt that Brian Williams came over the top, but they reached the ball at the same time. Benoit bringing it down. The officials call a jump ball.
Robert Pack, he's the fastest and gives it to Stitt. And what a play by Jay Humphries. A foul is called. Humphries seemed to make the good denied, but got a hand on the wrist, apparently, of Stiff.
Pack on a bust out, and they come across, and it looked like he got the ball clean, but the Nuggets, they needed a break. Maybe this is the one that will get them started the other way.
Stiff with only 6 points in the game. And at the second point of the quarter. 8.5 minutes left as Hornacek returns and Humphrey's out. Stiff with a deuce. It's a 15-point lead for Utah.
The Nuggets are not yet at the point of no return in getting back into this game, but they really have to be able to force some turnovers and stop them from scoring close.
Off the miss by Felton Spencer. 17 boards now from the Tumble. And there's the charge against Pack as Hornacek goes down. And the Nuggets feel like they're just not getting anything. That's a home court advantage. A home team falls down, and there is contact, and you're going to get a foul. Stockton appeared to be moving into Pack, not establishing. He had not really established position, but that's a moot point.
5 on Robert Pack. Stockton taking a chance himself with 4 personals.
No traveling. Spencer came out of there twisting and turning. And Utah with a 77-62 lead. And Hornacek from Malone. Rebound Williams. Pack now playing with 5. Still no field goal for the Nuggets in the quarter, and they've played 4.5 minutes.
Stiff wants the ball. This is a play that has worked for them. Him being able to get a shot against Hornacek.
Stockton with a block. And then a jump ball.
Stiff right here. He thought he was going to be able to overpower him, but it was a big play by Stockton from the rear. Got it back, and it fell to Spencer, who tied him up.
Sheldon Spencer with about a half-foot advantage on this tip. But Stiff able to bat it out to Reggie Williams. The Nuggets opening the game had great difficulty in the scoring, and so did and Mutombo throws it away as Pack gets knocked down. The pass goes right to Benoit. And Issel's wondering, will I get a whistle?
And Lucky Brown's suit has run out.
Malone to Stockton. To Spencer. 79-62. Spencer with 9. He was a great acquisition from Minnesota. Mike Brown going to the Timberwolves. Felton Spencer. Timeout Denver with 6:45 left.
Once in a blue moon, something comes along that alters the status quo. In the new millennia, you'll find doors that swing on Teflon, not grease. You'll find a unique steel spine that makes the cabin exceptionally rigid. In fact, you'll find a luxury sedan that rivals Lexus and Mercedes. But because it's not sold in a luxury division, you'll find the Millennia starting at just $26,000. The new Millennia from Mazda.
Gillette Clear Gel Antiperspirant. A clear, clean, powerful gel that goes on smoothly with no white residue to form an invisible barrier of protection. Gillette Clear Gel Antiperspirant.
Oh, hi. You know, this week, all Goodyear Eagles for performance cars and all Goodyear Wranglers for light trucks are on sale. Heck, I think this says it all. On sale Wranglers, Eagles, Goodyear, all on.
Excuse me, Sonny. Excuse me, Sonny.
When the NBA comes out to play, they're slamming down a lot of Gatorade. Scientifically tested, athletically proven Gatorade.
Kicking it to y'all.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Get out of the old, get into the cold. By Castrol Syntex, the synthetic oil that protects in ways other oils can't. And by Mazda. Mazda, it just feels right.
Welcome back to Salt Lake City. Here's that play where Pack went down and Mutombo tried to pass to a man who was not there.
Well, several Roberts fans right here kind of put him in a box, and you'll end up down here. Watch the foot of Karl Malone as we let it clear. Now suddenly, he's down.
Mutombo pleading his case with Steve Javy, but to no avail. Meanwhile, the Jazz fans 17-point lead, apparently on their way to Houston for game one. Abdul Rauf for three. Malone bats it away. And he hustles down court. Gets in the corner and Spencer bumps him, and that has to be a foul. This quarter. So in this fourth quarter, the Denver Nuggets, their impossible dream season being cut down by their own inability to score. They haven't hit a field goal.
That has been the storyline of this ball game. The Jets have not been able to get it up and down from the perimeter, and the Utah Jazz are willing to give them all of those shots. They've been able to get second opportunities. Brian Williams almost got himself one there, but Benoit controlled.
In case you're wondering, Houston and the Jazz played 6 times and were 3-3 in the regular season. Benoit. Draws a foul.
Karl Malone made it easy for these guys to become loose, and he made the big plays early. Now they're having fun as you get a great feed and a big throwdown and a celebration between Felton Spencer and Jason Benoit.
Yeah, they've been watching NBC. They kind of like that Indiana Pacer routine. In the season for one of these teams, and it appears the Nuggets in a bright future ahead. Mutombo hits them both. 9 points in the game for Mutombo to go with 17 rebounds.
They have not made the Jazz make mistakes with the basketball, and you see Sloan is telling his team, work the clock, use all of that, and then go through Karl Malone. They go to a 2-man game.
Stockton throws it away. A rare turnover by Stockton. It's Brian Williams going the other way and scoring around the bonus. That's the first basket. It comes with 7.5 minutes played in the fourth quarter. A 7.5-minute field goal drought for Denver.
The bad thing is the shot defender hasn't been such great defense. The crowd does not like this call that goes against the Jazz. Hornacek couldn't control it.
Robert Pack made the defensive play. Abdul Rauf is the man they'd like to get free for a 3-point shot. Benoit, Reggie Williams for 3 and hits it. 81-69. A final cry offensively from the Nuggets, who have scored 5 unanswered, to cut into the Utah lead. It's 12.
Well, if they're going to go out, they're going to go out making everyone realize that this is a tough, gritty team. As Reggie Williams fires one from deep, and Dan Issel thinks, oh, about time.
That was the same spot where Williams hit to keep the series alive at the end of Game
4. Cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft. The cold one. For those who've discovered its smooth draft taste,
You know, I've been looking for that.
the world is a very cool place. So get out of the old and get into the cold.
A date on the calendar. Monthly exams. The beat of a heart. A glimpse into the future. All the pieces that add up to a large dose of caring and concern from a pioneer in managed healthcare. Because babies need to be taken care of well before they're born. Peace of mind. It comes with every piece of the rock.
Time passes, things improve. In the new millennia, you'll find a luxury sedan with a suspension more sophisticated than BMW's. Body panels that fit 20% tighter than the new Mercedes C-Class and even straighter than a Lexus ES300, all at a price starting at $26,000. Time passes, things improve. The new millennia from Mazda.
Monday is the Fresh Prince season finale on location.
The city of sisterly love.
When Will goes home to Philadelphia. But when it's time to leave,
I would never leave Philly. I love it here.
will he go back to Bel Air?
Come on, we're going to miss the plane. I can't do it.
Or stay in Philly for good?
Well, when are you coming back then? I'm not.
The season finale you can't miss. Fresh Prince Monday.
welcome back to Salt Lake City. 11-point Utah lead, 4:04 to go. A reminder tonight after the playoff, it's Wings, Fantasy of the Stars at 8/7 Central. That followed by the 1-hour Empty Nest season finale and the season finale of Sisters. Special guest Naomi Judge, all on NBC, and of course tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern. Decisive Game 7. The Bulls, the defending champions, going for 4 in a row, and the New York Knicks trying to put up the hold sign and move into the finals in the East against Indiana.
Fans here at the Delta Center want to see the hammer thrown down. They feel they need 1 or 2 more cheap shots. They almost got one there from Felton Spencer.
Ryan Williams with his 4th foul. Here's Hannah.
Denver's the most tenacious team in the NBA, and they feel that they still have a shot at winning this thing. They think they just need 1 or 2 consecutive defensive stops because they're encouraged by the way they've been shooting the ball in recent minutes. One note, though, they will definitely be without LaFonso Ellis for the rest of the game. He's unable to play on that sprained left ankle. Dick?
And that's a bad loss, a tough loss for Denver. And LaFonso Ellis had scored 40% of his total in the entire playoffs came in the 4th quarter. The shooting percentages by quarter, Denver off poorly 14%, and even with this recent surge, hitting only 25% in the 4th quarter. Spencer with 2 free throws, 11 points in the game.
It's a bad sign when Felton Spencer has got 7 in a quarter. Karl Malone hasn't scored. You're not making a big dent in that lead. Mahmoud.
He hits inside the line, 83-71. Clock is the enemy of the Denver Nuggets, and there's now 3:25 to go. Malone just inside the line. Reggie Williams to the rebound, and here comes Robert Pack. Robert Pack to Mutombo, and a foul on Malone. He denied the easy slam and puts Mutombo on the line. 3rd foul on the mailman.
The Nuggets do an excellent job of penetrating the basketball and breaking down the defense of the Utah Jazz and trying to go for the 2-handed hammer. Dikembe Mutombo. Mutombo was so remarkable in Game 6 in shooting the ball from the line that he settled into his old self this afternoon. Maybe he's going to come up with some sharp shooting down the stretch. It's an 11-point game. He's trying to get it to 10.
Improved at the line today, 6 for 9, looking for his 11th point. Houston, a 10-point winner earlier against Phoenix.
Malone hasn't scored in the quarter.
Misses that one, but Ty Gorman gets it, and Reggie Williams knocks it out of bounds. It's all ball. 2:47 left.
You know, and as much as we've talked about these Jazz and dominating the ball game, they've only scored 9 points in the quarter themselves. So they have slowed down. They have become a team that is now not really playing to win the game outright, but to keep their opponents from catching them. And they're working the clock.
Mutombo with a deflection. Malone is 0 for 7 in this quarter. That's the difference. Mack takes it right up Mutombo's back. Mutombo running the alley, and Mack says, "I'll just ride him." And now they believe in Denver. McNichols Sports Arena. That's a live shot of the thousands who have gone to the home arena in Denver to cheer on Moss. It's an 8-point game.
They've become tentative again. The clock is at 4. Stockton.
Over Brian Williams. Back to a 10-point advantage. Less than 2 to go. Timeout, Denver.
The Denver Nuggets have relied on their defense, and it's good reaction by Dikembe Mutombo that gets them out in the sprint. And Robert Pack just follows Mutombo right down the lane. What a block.
85-75, under 2 to go.
Even with dual airbags, power windows, air conditioning, cruise control, and a powerful 6-cylinder engine, the Mazda 626 still costs less than a 4-cylinder Camry LE. And you can take that to the bank.
Tonight, somewhere amongst the important documents, the catch of the day, the tools, the toys, there is one package more priceless than all the rest. The golden package. It must be watched over, and come what may, it must complete its journey as promised. But which one is it? Ah, no one knows which one is the golden package, so every package will be treated as if it were.
The car on the right was filled with Castrol Syntec, a synthetic oil, the other with conventional oil. They were then drained and started without oil to prove a point. You see, Syntec has a unique molecular structure that bonds to engine parts. Lab tests show it leaves a layer of protection far stronger than conventional oil. And if Syntec protects this well now, imagine if you leave it in. Castrol Syntec protects in ways other oils can't. Now get a free officially licensed NBA team shirt when you buy a 6-pack of Castrol Syntec.
Sunday, it's do or die for the Bulls and the Knicks. Last night, with their backs to the wall, Pippen and the Bulls kept their quest for the 4-peat alive. Now the series shifts back to Ewing and Company's home court for the decisive Game 7. A trip to the conference finals is on the line when the ball goes in the air at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, Sunday on NBC.
Welcome back. Denver, as has been the case in winning the last 3 games, outscoring Utah in the 4th quarter. They led by a total of 20 in the last 3 games, and another +6 today. But will it be enough as time runs out on this Cinderella playoff run by the Denver Nuggets?
They wanted to try to get a 3-point attempt coming out of that huddle, and they're working against a real tenacious defense.
Reggie Williams can't hit the 3. Brian Williams gets it back. And Malone caught reaching in his 4th foul. You know it. Checks the clock. 1:43 remaining. Well, Denver at the line, and you have to wonder what if they had been more successful there. 19 for 31 in the game. And they trail by 10. Williams is 2 for 2. Asking for a test of heart, Dan Issel. That's a play signal.
They want to come out of this with some pressure. They're expecting Brian Williams to make the free free throw, but they want to come up and be very aggressive, see if they can't force a turnover as he gets the second one to fall.
43 to go, 9-point lead for the Utah Jazz. Malone inside, scores! Karl Malone with 31, and Mutombo saying you got away with one there. You pushed me out of there. Maybe next year when I put on some weight, says the captain. Pack inside to Mutombo, and the foul on Spencer. It'll be his fifth.
Karl Malone with a little payback. Dikembe Mutombo has shut down the middle on a lot of occasions. Malone gets this one and then gives him a little of his own medicine. No way. He said, I'll get you back.
Well, Karl Malone told us a week ago, though, if the Jazz go on to win the NBA championship, he's through. Now, we saw Charles Barkley has changed his message already.
Charles Barkley did not go out on the note that he'd like to, and certainly he wants to win a championship. That's the driving force for Karl Malone. He has said that when he wins a championship, he'll be through. He doesn't have it yet, so there's still time to play.
Free throws for Denver today. A real sore spot. Mutombo gets 1 out of 2. It's back to a 10-point game. 1:15 to go. Over Brian Williams. 89-77. Utah Jazz, 56 seconds from going to Houston.
Simultaneously, a car is designed in Los Angeles, simulation tested in Austin, estimated in New York, and consumer researched in San Diego. All because a fiber the size of a human hair carries as much data as all radio frequencies put together, times 1,000.
Getting through college can be a pretty tough climb. To succeed, you need money and you need the right abilities. You can find them both in the Army. If you qualify, you could earn up to $30,000 with the Montgomery GI Bill, plus the Army College Fund. And you could develop the confidence, judgment, and self-discipline it takes to make it to the top, in college and beyond.
A lot of people ask me, as the father of Mark Jackson, if I have one moment that I'm most proud of.
Jackson all the way to the hole. What a no-look by Jackson!
And they're usually surprised when I tell them that it took place when he was in high school. And that it had nothing to do with basketball. My proudest moment as a parent was when Mark received his high school diploma here at Bishop Lockman. That was a great day.
Sunday at 7, 6 Central. Witness the magic behind your favorite movies. The wizards of special effects take you into the past and back to the future. Nobody can hear you scream. With never-before-seen footage you're gonna love. Sheer magic. Extraordinary. Sequest's Roy Scheider and Jonathan Brandis, Masters of Illusion. NBC Sunday.
Led by Karl Malone's 31 points. Utah with a 12-point lead in the final minute. And the defense of the Jazz has been terrific in holding down Denver, as well as only committing 6 turnovers, the Jazz. And so if it finishes out these final seconds, it'll be Utah at Houston beginning on Monday night. We'll see you in Game 4 Sunday back here in Utah.
I just set up a quick hitting 3 from Oxwood. Karl Malone will foul. The one thing he didn't want to do is foul, stop the clock.
5 fouls on Karl Malone. Not happy with himself nor the call. But we started today talking about Karl Malone, and he just stepped forward and said, hey, I'm not going to leave this place with anything left. You're going to get all I've got. And when he gives you all he's got, it's something special. And it was for these Utah fans today. 31 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists. He drew a couple 3 fouls.
He was huge in that first half of play. And you look at the first and second quarters where he had 10 and 12, and that really was the life force for the Utah Jazz, because they were able to get a little breathing room, and then they got some other people to come into play in that third quarter. They give them fouls that they had to waste, and now they'll set up again. So they've got to come in, try to make a quick steal on the ball if they can, and try to force some turnover, and the Jazz have only made 6.
Abdul Raouf reaching in, and it's the 5th foul on him. Who made the 2 free throws at the other end. League's best free throw shooter. One thing for certain, all those fans cheering at McNichols Arena and in the Mile High City, their young team came down to earth in this Game 7, but they were an incredible story in this NBA playoff season. Stockton makes it 90-79. And Dan Issel said after the Seattle series, I hope my team, they're so young, I hope they don't think they're going to win the NBA championship this year. And they've carried him much farther than he and everyone expected. But what's important in Denver and Issel is that this is the team building toward their championship season. Golden State Warriors are another in the West.
Well, they have much to look forward to. The Utah Jazz and their faithful here feel that their moment is now. They're on their feet.
And they're going to cheer the final 30 seconds of this critical victory. And they ought to carry Karl Malone. It'll take more than one of them to do it. Carry him right off the court. He wants a couple more knocked away at the last second.
There was an 18-wheeler when it turned that corner. He had a full-head of steam up, and he was thinking about throwing it down for a finale. But it has been a huge afternoon for Malone. Malone turned that corner, and he's got a date with the dream. That's a nightmare in the middle.
One dream ends here. Denver's in Utah, and a personal dream awaits down at the summit in Houston. Robert Papp. Sensational dunk. We've seen that throughout the playoffs, and that's something for fans to look forward to next year. Stockton will hold it. Utah has won this semifinal series, and Karl Malone the hero. For the second time, Utah goes to the Western Conference Finals. Just as Houston earlier beat Phoenix by 10 at home, Utah prevails at home today by 10 over the renegade Denver Nuggets and Dikembe Mutombo. Rebounds from Mutombo. Here's the star of the day, Karl Malone with Hannah Storm.
Karl, what did you say to Dikembe Mutombo just now?
It's a great game, and they played hard, and they played the whole game really hard and clean, and you don't see that a lot. We were watching a lot of stuff that was going on in the East, and over here everybody playing really physical and hard and not trying to hurt anybody. So it was a nice game for us. It was a huge win for us.
Karl, you said that this was the game of your career, but it was a tough week for you. You had struggled offensively. You had a public feud with the owner of...